Aren't live?
Oh, yeah. Ryback, are you ready? He's ready. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Out of Nowhere, episode 100 and motherfucking 66. We're close to 200 episodes. Not really, but kind of. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That was terrifying. Is that what I sound like? We're here with Jake DeMarco's here tonight. Connor from Kayfabe. The crew is here. We're ready to take your phone calls. There's a lot of news. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. I made a clickbait title tonight because I had no idea what the fuck to call this episode tonight. So you're welcome. So grab a beer, grab a steroid, grab a tranquilizer, share this all over YouTube, Facebook, FacePal, fuck you. Share it everywhere, Twitter, whatever. I don't know, share it all over the place. We're about to start. It's Out of Nowhere, episode 166. We'll take phone calls in a little bit. 339-226-6610. And as always, all the donations are on from Super Chats down to Streamlabs because I need drugs. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to need you guys, everybody in this chat. I'm going to go ahead and need everybody in this chat to go ahead and take their thumb and stick it up my ass, okay? I'm going to need you guys all to stick that thumb up my ass.
Done. I do it for free.
Really? Well, you're within, you're within driving distance, so, I mean, I'll pay for the cab or whatever you got, you know?
That way you hit me in the toll booth and I'm there.
I want your
Connor's
kids
always to help a girl out.
Well, yeah, help a girl out. I always want your kids to be able to get to school and everything, so I will pay for a cab so you can come up here and finger blast me. A lot of wrestling news. I did not see NXT tonight. I know there's a bunch of spoilers to it that some of them I found out about and some of them I don't even know about yet because I haven't been watching. I plan on doing a NXT thing on Patreon later tomorrow, so probably talk about it more then, but we can talk about it tonight though if you want. People can tell me, I don't give a shit, tell me what's going on, and we already know about the tag belts thing. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Why the hell did they do this? Like, I mean, Connor, what do you think about this? We talked about this last night. Like, it's like, why in the world wouldn't they give the Undisputed Era the belts all in one night and now they take them off? It's just weird.
Yeah, that was a little bit bizarre. I did hear about that. I was just like, why? Like, why did they do it so soon? I mean, unless they use it as a point of, maybe you should watch the weekly NXT because a title change might happen. You never know. You never know what'll happen.
Ooh, choose me. I know why.
That could be
why. I know.
All right.
Because they didn't want the Street Profits to look like their victory was a fluke.
Like,
they
so
literally hopped a ladder. When you look back at that ladder match, and I was there, and they were so goddamn over when they won. But all they did was jump across the ladder at the end to get the win. Like, it wasn't like this big momentous pinfall victory. So they wanted to go ahead and give them a win with a little bit of controversy coming off of, you know, who was actually the legal man. But still, they looked like, oh, they didn't just get a fluke victory. They actually did legitimately capture the tag team titles. This way, when you see them on Raw, it had a little bit more legitimacy to them.
Right.
But they still had plans of giving Undisputed Era the gold all the way around.
Wow.
So, because if they lost the belts right after, you know, their first victory being a ladder match, they would have just said, oh, look at that. They weren't a real tag team. They were paper champions. They were interim, you know, like they didn't want them to be viewed like nothingness, but they still want to go with their goal.
Right. I agree. No, that's probably it.
I heard that from two different solid people, and it makes a good deal of sense.
Well, I want to know a solid person. Like, I mean, like a man that can really take it.
Oh, he takes it and gives it, so...
Well,
I'm all about sharing.
I'm into that. I'm into that, baby. I'm ready to go.
I know you're bi. Found that out earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Who wants a soggy cookie?
I might be bisexual. Yeah, it's true.
I'll dip that in milk.
It's already dipped in milk.
Sarah Small said I was bisexual. I can't believe it. After she always loves us and loves me and everything's great, but well, I mean, there's nothing wrong being bisexual, I guess, but I mean, you know, I might be. Fuck it. You know what? We were always on here talking about it, to be honest. It's really not that far out to think.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, there's that line of being comfortable in your sexuality and being bi. I guess
That's
we don't know which way it sways.
I never thought of that. But that's wow. That is a great...
eye-opening experience.
Yeah, ass-opening.
Damn it, he beat me to it.
Hell, I usually do. No, but so we got, I don't even know. There's so much news we could talk about. I'm sure Jake has some kind of order. But, like, as far as Vince McMahon leaving, because that's the big thing I hear from pop up in the last couple weeks, a whole bunch. The guy said he's never leaving. When he did the XFL press conference right before that, he said, I'm not leaving WWE. And he's he's the guy, you know, kind of running the XFL. He's the guy who's funding the XFL, but he's allowing all these other people to run it, from what we understand. So he's not, you know, he's not going to interfere in that, I would think. I mean, that's what he says. It was a super chat. Party. Spaz Phoenix, what up?
Joe, Jake, Connor, you all are beasts.
Ooh.
Half my NXT review is me ranting about the no NXT on Canadian TV situation.
That's an hour's worth of a rant right there, Spaz. That is a great... I'm glad you brought that up right away. No wonder. I mean, we talked about it last night, but Spaz Phoenix, man. What up, Spaz?
So many deals hurting the fans all around. Like the whole Spider-Man thing as well. That's like TNA going to WWE and taking away AJ Styles. Like, I know you've been working with him for years, but we're going to take this back now. It's so just outlandishly unnecessary.
Well, Sony,
especially with how they built up Spider-Man to be like the it guy at this point. You know,
that's why they want him back. That's why they want him back.
Yeah. Well, they also... Disney wanted more money, you know, more of a percentage for rights and whatnot.
That's probably all it is.
Of course.
That's probably all it is. They'll probably... Well, actually, no. If Disney wanted more money, then they're screwed, because Sony...
Disney, I guess, wanted more of a percentage, like a 50-50 split from what I was hearing. And
yeah.
Sony probably wants more money.
I don't know, because all the merchandising rights was going to Disney already. So.
Well, what I mean is Sony probably wanted more money anyway, and now Disney's asking for more, then no shit. That's why they're leaving.
Exactly.
Disney's
it always
sick,
comes
bro.
down to money.
And who owns Disney? Why do they want more money? We can't say it, but you know what we're thinking.
And,
you know
that's
what
why
we're
it's easy to
thinking.
compare, you know, Disney and WWE. They're both like, you know, the top of their game, and here they come. And Sony's no small fry, but I don't know. I feel like you mess with the mouse, you're gonna get the oven.
Oh my god!
Wow! Wow!
Oh my god, dude! I'm gonna fucking pass out.
I think that's a new record for Jake.
That was quick.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh my
wow.
God. Never forgets. That's right.
We really are fucking. This has become full-on Nazi show. This is horrible. Oh my god. Well, you're next on the fucking Coop radar. 850. Hello.
Hello. Is this Joe calling?
Close enough.
Wow. Hello. Yes, this is Joe Cronin. Yes.
Oh, hi. My name's Carlos, a.k.a. Neatman, a.k.a. Leonard Spain.
All right, and you are gone because you had too many AKAs going on there for me.
AKA Countdown, AKA Little Sneezy.
This call sucks.
Yo, Joe,
AKA
it's
Long
me.
Dong.
Is this Joe Corwin? Yeah, I'm AKA Johnny G, AKA Carlos C, AKA Demi D Zach.
AKA Short Dong, AKA Itchy V. What's up?
This is how we're gonna start.
GV.
This is how we're gonna start the show. This is how we're gonna start the fucking show. Like that's the call that starts the show. Like I mean, what the fuck here? All the donations are on Streamlabs down below in the description box down below. Super chats are working, and Spaz is the top donator, and he could take home the digital JCS 24 title, temporary 24 title. It's temporary, but Spaz has it right now. They took my idea, so I took their idea digitally. 609, hello.
What's up? This is Luke Rojas, a.k.a. a faggot. What's up? How you doing?
Oh, what's going on, bro?
AKA Daddy's Little Darling. What's up, baby?
Well, that's it. Kenny Bolin's blocking you now.
You're next in line.
Well, Joe, you are the shortest co-host of the Bowling Alley podcast.
Well, let me tell you something, Joe. You are the shortest motherfucker in the Kenny Bolin podcast bowling alley that nobody listens to. Well, he better not say nothing about my son, or my son will kill him. He'll kill him. He'll find him. By the way,
do you like Trump? Do you like Trump?
Do you like
I'm
Trump?
Kill you.
Joe,
kill you.
Joe, if you like Trump, you need to die. Is what we need to kill this motherfucker. By the way, I don't really like Trump, and I didn't say anything about your son. Just so you know, Kenny Bolin, I did not say anything about your son. I don't know your son at all.
What did you say about my son? What did you say about?
I actually take that back. I did say something about his son. I said what Kenny Bolin. Well, kind of. I said what Kenny Bolin said about his son. That if you fuck with this guy, he'll fuck you up. He's fucking dangerous. And that's what I said about your son, and you said that too, so you agree. So I didn't say anything bad. I just literally said, dude, this guy's for real. He wants to kill people. Like, there's nothing that's what you guys have said. That's all I said. I didn't say anything else. But yeah, I did get blocked for saying something about fag something. I don't know the guy, I guess. But he worked with Jim. But he worked with Jim Cornette for years, who said that all the time on Twitter. But that was okay because Jim Cornette had money or something. He fed him. I don't know what happened. But anyway, go ahead, Luke. I'm sorry.
He fed him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Imagine Kenny Bolin and Jim Cornette seeing him at one of those Antifa rallies.
Yeah.
And they're wearing the Black Lives Matter shirts. Meanwhile, fucking Cornette has probably said so many racist things in the past.
You know, what'd be great is what would happen is obviously since Kenny, you would see Kenny with like a helmet on, one of those helmets on, Antifa
in a
helmets.
rascal scooter.
Yeah, in a scooter. and then all of a sudden, And there's the other people. There's the people that are pro-Trump, and there's the Antifa people, and the Antifa people are beating up a black dude because he's got a Trump shirt on, and Kenny Bolin and Jim Cornette just happen to be clubbing the same man together.
What was with that faggot who just called in before I did, where he was like, "Yo, you know me, Joe? Is this Joe?"
I have no idea.
Like,
I have no idea.
HTV, yeah.
I love, dude. When I used to call in when I was like 9 back then, back in like 2000. No. When I was like 11, I used to call in, and I have at least a little bit more wit than that guy. All right, I'd be like, "Yo, John Cena, he's gay." That guy doesn't even know who John Cena is.
That guy couldn't even get my name right. I mean, he can't get my name right. I say my own name like several times on these shows. He couldn't even get my name
Joel
right.
Kerwin? It's like...
Yeah, what the fuck? What the hell?
He calls you by your shoot name. He's like, Dan. Oh, wait, can I say it? No, I can't.
Is this Dan? Yeah. That's okay.
Some
Is
fucking
it say you want to
guy.
shoot Joe?
Is this Joe Cocksucker? But anyway, Rojas, what's up, man?
I just beat a hooker to death. So
come on, man. What the fuck? It's a wrestling show. Come on, man.
It was consensual. I swear.
What are you, Enzo Amore?
Consensual. Did she bring the bat with her, or what's the deal?
She had cancer, so it doesn't really matter. But you know,
she was on her way out anyways. You did her a favor.
She's a freak anyway. She was gonna die anyway.
Listen, sweetie, can you do me a big favor?
You know, I'm not even watching the XFL. Everybody's talking about the XFL. I'm not even watching. I don't have a team.
Yeah, that's always been my problem being in Connecticut. I used to like the Demons back in the day, but I like
Whoa, is that what you guys call them?
Close enough.
The Demons?
Yeah, a closet full of them.
No, but there's no football team here. I mean, why would I just can't. What am I going to vote for? What am I going to root for the New York team? I can't. I don't even like football that much. I like the Patriots.
Are they going to make a New Jersey team? Because I've really want a New Jersey football team, but they never make one.
Yeah, man, the smokestacks.
Texas has got 2 of them.
They're embarrassed by them. They're embarrassed by New Jersey. It's always like, oh, let's give it to New York. It's like, what's so wrong with New Jersey besides all its trash and, you know, everything about it? But besides that, it's a pretty good state, you know?
What they should have done,
producing three-eyed fishes named Blinky. Yeah.
If you get past the landfill, it's a gorgeous place.
Yeah, what they should have done is they should have made like 8 teams in quadrants of the U.S. So put them and called them like
all of New England.
Like not even all of New England, just called the Northeast, like the Northeast Nasty Boys or something. And they're
that's not a bad idea because, like you said, you got Dallas having the Renegades and the Houston Roughnecks. So right there, you've got 2 in Texas. Nothing. You know, New York has the Guardians. So you've got nothing in Jersey. Right. Nothing on the East Coast really, up and down. I mean, Tampa, pretty much to Florida. New York's it. Oh no! Well, besides DC, but I mean, DC's got the Defenders, but whatever. So all in all, you have 8 teams: Seattle, St. Louis, Tampa, New York, L.A., Houston, and you know, it's like, come on, you couldn't branch out a little bit more than that. I mean, I didn't think Connecticut would be on the list, but that's always been an issue of mine. See, at least you had the Patriots, Joe. Being in Connecticut, it was always like, well, you root for Boston, or you root, you know, essentially the Patriots, or you go for, you know, the Giants, or you got the Jets. There was no specific loyalty. Yeah, so I'm kind of used to having open parameters and you know, but those vignettes they had were so over the top. It was entertaining, but
yeah, like what the fuck was that about? Like, it was just like, and now they protect our land, protect our country. This is the New York. Like what? They put way too much effort. Oh, that's where the $1 billion from Fox went. Okay.
Yeah, I mean they really went into all these digital packages. And
wait a minute, are you talking about the XFL package? Because I haven't seen these yet. You're telling me these are like over the top hilarious?
Oh yeah, they went ahead.
They're kind of funny. Yeah, you gotta see
my
these. So
god!
When they announced them, it's like, dude, it's like literally they're like vignettes for new wrestlers.
It's like, but it's taken on the seriousness level of like life and death for some of them, like Pride and Country.
What?
Damn you! They go real just hard into the dirt. It's crazy.
Wait a minute, I got it. So why haven't I seen these? Oh, is this it? 3 hours ago, real names and logos.
Yeah, they went ahead and at their press conference.
It's on their Twitter.
My former hometown.
All who challenge them.
Is this it?
To the jaws of defeat.
Yes.
This is one
Yep.
Tampa Bay Vipers.
The Tampa Bay Vipers.
Strike. February 2020.
Jesus.
They're your first line of defense.
The Gargoyles.
And there is no need for a second.
What the?
New York Guardians on duty, February 2020.
It's just
It's like a teaser trailer for a fucking movie.
The New York Guardians.
This fall on TLC.
Strap in, New Jersey. Because this summer, the New Jersey Nasty Boys.
The New Jersey Cuts.
The future begins in Alabama for the Alabama Assassins.
The Florida Family Fuckers.
Where the state taxes are so high, they'll rape your grandchildren. That's right. Cheer for the Connecticut cunts. You know? We love the cunts. We love the cunts.
Now coming to the XFL. Oh, no, wait. We need something more like patriotic or something like that. Oh, man. Where's something patriotic? Is there anything like that? Maybe I haven't. Oh, here we go.
America! Fuck yeah!
The Baltimore Bro Jobs.
And now, coming to the XFL this year, the Massachusetts Commonwealth. The Commonwealth is coming. Wow, I can't wait this summer to see what the Massachusetts Commonwealth does in the XFL.
They're so patriotic they piss Stars and Stripes. That's right, Joe.
The Super Patriots, everybody. Like the Super Patriots.
The Super Patriots. Vince, like, come on, that's fucking laziness right there. I've got you. They're better than the regular.
Damn it, we need a team from New England, place where Tom Brady's from now. We don't just need a Patriot. We need a Super Patriot. Like
they renamed the quarterback Tim Brody.
Somebody's like, Vince, like, I'm not kidding, dude. I think like we could be sued for this. We're not gonna get sued. They're not the Patriots. They're the Super Patriots. That's good shit.
Oh my god.
That's right.
What's the difference? They have the S.
The Super Patriots are coming to the XFL. The Super Patriots. What the fuck? And wherever they play, whatever home team they play with like their ball. So like their ball looks like their uniform and everything. Be great. Like in the NHL, how one side of the puck is the logo of the team. But fucking football. Yeah. It'll be like the Viper football.
God. What's the name of the Massachusetts team?
The Commonwealth. But I think we're going with Super Patriots now.
Patriots.
The Commonwealth? What the fuck is that?
The Commonwealth. It's that's
some gay shit right there.
Well, you know, it's a Massachusetts thing.
The Corpus Christi Killers. Like, we need some random, you know, towns and cities in there.
I'm telling you, I'm stuck on Florida Family Fuckers. That's
Florida Family Fuckers.
They should have called it the Boston Massacres.
Ooh, that'd be.
You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
The Boston Teabags.
The Boston Teabag Party. Yeah. The Boston Tits and Ass.
The Boston Bombers.
The Boston Bombers. That could be good. I mean, we even have a movie called remember the movie that came out in the 90s about bombing in Boston? It was called
I know what you're talking about.
It was called.
And then they remade it in 2013.
Yeah, then they. Oh my god, you fucking. Oh my god. Yeah, then it really happened. Dude, you know what was weird about that is that was like after all those couple of days going by, it felt like that movie, like in a way. It wasn't even close to the movie. They blew up a bunch of stuff in the movie, but it was like
I predicted that would happen.
It was called it was like Jeff Bridges, and it was like Blown Away is what it was called. It was literally called Blown Away. That's what it was called.
That could be a porno movie.
Yeah, it could be. It's a porno movie. If you look up "Blown Away," the movie doesn't even come up. Just a bunch of cocks come up. All right, Rojas.
Makes sense.
I'll let you go, man. Even though you're fucking hilarious, and this was great. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of me. The chat hates me.
There's
probably like chats right now. Go to school, even though it's summer. You fucking faggot retards.
Yeah, it better better him here than at a gun fucking show or something.
Than at Walmart.
Yeah.
Than at Walmart.
Thanks, Rojas. You got to be careful with them young ones.
Yeah, really.
Get them doing something, whether it's playing basketball or calling in the Joe Cronin show. Get them doing something. Besides,
at least they're going to say keep them away from writing a manifesto.
Yeah, I mean, dude, if I can take that joke, everybody else should be able to. I even know a guy who fucking knew fucking his fucking kid is friends with a kid who died. It's like, if I can take that joke, you can take it. Okay, let's play a donation.
San Francisco Pride.
The San Francisco shit in the street.
Going against the Omaha Final Solution, you know, like just
San Francisco Street of Turds, like, because that's all it is out there, shit in the street. I think it's from all the butt pumping myself, but could be something else.
Congrats to Got Tormund on his SD Live debut.
Oh. What? The Goon.
I didn't hear that.
the Goon. Thanks, man, for the donation.
Is that the guy that got revealed to be like Rowan's clone or whatever?
You mess with the
believe
mouse,
so.
you'll get the oven.
That's who it
Question
was.
mark. Face with tears of joy. Face with tears of
Jesus.
joy.
Apollo the Leader. Thank you for the donation, Apollo. And the Goon. What up, Goon? Give me those.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't. Like, JB, is JB's in the chat right now. JB, were you here at the beginning of this fucking show tonight? Because Jake is on fire right now, and so aren't a bunch of people from 19-something. Just fucking, JB, you really got to go watch the first 10 minutes of this show. That being said, thanks for the donation. Let's play one more.
Hopefully Justin's feeling better.
Yeah, he is a little bit, he said. He's still fucked, but
That's
he's
good.
feeling better. It's like you, except for that's like your every week. It feels like every week you get fucked and then reset.
That's how you have to be, you know?
Yeah.
Pump you full of drugs and come on the show.
Super Chat.
Yeah, everybody's going to get down to Jesse's level eventually.
Said it last night. Canadian NXT fans with the network will be paying to wait 24 hours for.
Yeah.
The show non-paying fans will get on the night.
Spaz, that's a
Yeah.
great point. I'm glad you brought us back to this because I totally veered away from this. What do you think about this, Connor? Because this is crazy. These people are not going to see the show like we are.
I think this just shows that they didn't really think this through.
Or they
all the
don't
way.
care. Like, I mean...
Or that
Well,
too.
I think they did think it through. I don't want to cut off your thought, but they're making a shit ton of money off of this.
Yeah.
I did hear something about that. I
They
didn't
don't
get a
care,
chance to
though.
read the article though.
That's what it is. They don't care because they're making money. So, sorry, Canada.
It says that Deadline, so it's not a dirt sheet thing. Deadline reports that the Guggenheim securities analyst says that the NXT deal with USA Network would be upwards of $30 million per year.
Whoa.
On top of what they already are getting for their contract for TV now. So that's already, their USA Network deal is around $50 million a year. So the NXT edition is getting a 30 on top of that. And this is what makes you wonder why reportedly NXT superstars won't be paid more either. Their contracts.
Oh my God,
I get that. Oh, all right, you're signed to this contract, but they've made addendums and changed things. Like when they went from not having live shows for SmackDown to going back to live with the brand split.
Right.
They did amend some things for stars to get like extra funds for certain aspects of like travel and things like that. So I don't understand why they couldn't revise their contract and give these guys more money. But yeah, this has been something that's been discussed back and forth. And Fox Sports 1 is still getting some type of show as well.
What?
They're still getting... Fox Sports 1 is going to get some WWE show at some point in time soon.
Wow.
That's still happening. I guarantee you that'll be the one with not Beth Phoenix, Renee. And the one they were discussing, like possibly Jerry the King Lawler would be with her, or something along that lines. It'll be an analytical type, like breakdown recap show.
That's what I heard.
guess,
Yeah.
but-
No, I heard the same thing. Is that everyone was like clamoring they thought it was going to be NXT, but I guess the idea they have is they want to create like more like a weekly recap show
and allow stars to come on, and it'll be like a kickoff show, that kind of like panel of experts type thing.
That is, that's some crazy shit, man.
Yeah,
I
it's
get
extra
that.
content.
They're going to have so much content, man. I mean, this is just too much shit. I can't keep up with all the shit they're doing. By the way, speaking of can't keep up with shit, I hope everybody's ready for the NFL season. Speaking of football, I'm not talking about XFL yet, but I will talk about NFL, and we are going to have a big NFL podcast show right here on the Joe Cronin Show. We're all going to have fun. We're going to have picks. Maybe we're going to have maybe we'll have JB come over and guest host or guest something. I don't even know. I haven't talked to him about it yet. But it will be a lot of fun. So, yeah, look for that. And let's play another donation, see what's up. But, yeah, but before that, yeah, I mean, I just feel bad for Canada. And don't forget about Canada, the UK, too. I'm assuming they're fucked. I'm assuming everybody outside the USA.
Out of network markets, because I know
What
it's
about
Sky
ITV?
Sports, whatever it was turned into. Is that ITV or...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work for them. I haven't heard anything about international markets, and... It's just they didn't really give usually they get press conferences or some type of like press release with this. We didn't get that this time. We only heard from the JP Morgan analyst that said the figure he was given was around $70 million a year for Vince McMahon's company for the USA deal. So,
did they confirm that it's going to be the next day on the network?
Yes, they did say it would be on 24 hours on demand. 24 hours later.
24 hours later, wow.
And the problem with that is it's not like, you know, the tapings now, so you know the spoilers and whatnot. It's live, so that gives you no point to watch it live.
You're affecting probably only 80,000 people who watch it live on Wednesdays. Or not live, but, you know, immediately on Wednesdays, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, those are probably the numbers. Or close.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong about that. And this is even leading into more talk now, which I didn't consider, but 205 Live might be on the way out as well.
It has to be. This is too much. I mean,
they said that originally this was a true thing. Fox wanted a 3-hour bracket because they were going to do it that way. They wanted a 3-hour taping, but it wasn't going to work in that sense. So, you know, obviously you have SmackDown 8 to 10 as it is now, because Fox News starts at 10 o'clock. But they usually do 205 Live after that. But the way their schedule's set up, like, so they're going to have to travel at the end of the week as well, and they wouldn't know when to run it on the network since the whole logistics behind it. What I'm hearing is that they're considering getting not rid of the division, but the show 205 Live.
Wow.
But I don't know when they would put them in. Yeah, I know. I don't know if you heard anything about it, Connor, but it's an interesting.
The only thing I heard, and it's very slight rumblings, is that they would infuse them with NXT.
That's part of what I had heard. Like, they would be featured on NXT.
Well, they would split them up into different areas. You'd see like some of them on Raw, SmackDown. They might send a couple back to UK, but NXT would be like the home of the Cruiserweight Championship.
Yeah, and that is.
I'm fine with that, but I mean, if they're gonna see, the thing is with the whole NXT thing for 2 hours, that I think there's definitely a lot of negatives, but I think there's also going to be a lot of positives, because I was trying to look up like the roster of NXT, and it's like, holy shit, it's really deep.
It is, and that is the one thing, like, especially with the takeovers, you only have 5 matches typically. That's the formula that they have.
Yep.
So it's really difficult for them to give you a varied breadth of superstars and give everybody a chance to, you know, really sink their teeth into a storyline or be utilized at all. And this might be a benefit to that. But if you do the breakdown numbers wise, every 30-minute show is 9 minutes of commercials. So at this point now, NXT runs just shy of an hour, and that's without commercials. So if they insert commercials, realistically, they're only going to get one more match and really maybe one more segment, and that's it. Added on to what we get now. Because once you add in the commercial breaks, that's your 2 hours.
Damn.
So it's not adding that much more time for TV. Yeah, there's 18 minutes of commercials for every hour. So, that roughly, is typically how it's run. So you figure that's almost, 36 to 40 minutes in a 2-hour broadcast. They have an hour show now. That'll give them an estimated 20 to 22 minutes more. So that's it? Yeah. They have an hour show now, and you have to insert commercials. Yeah. So they're only going to get 20 minutes more.
And it's like a big replay.
Every 2-hour show is an hour and 20 minutes of actual content.
Shit.
You get 9 minutes of commercials. That's why TV shows for half hours are 21 minutes, 42 minutes for an hour. It's 9 minutes for every half-hour block. So if you look at it that way, NXT now is an hour. You add in 20 more minutes, so you get maybe, like I said, 1 to 2 matches or one match in one segment. And that's it.
Wow, like that's so crazy, man. To me,
that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. It just, wow.
People think 2 hours, though, like, wow, we're going to have all this extra time. And I really feel like I'm the only one that kind of thought of that so far. It's like, no, it's not.
It's not that much time. It's 20 minutes,
But on top of that...
It's better to have it than not have it.
But on top of that, they waste time on their own weekly tape show. So it's like they waste time there.
They recap the takeovers. They recap a lot of things.
I guess it really just boils down to what their game plan is. If they're gonna keep it the similar fashion, then yeah, it's not gonna be really much because they really do a lot of backstage shit. Like I was actually remember watching like an NXT episode a couple days ago, and like wow, they really do a lot of like backstage vignettes or tapings, and this was like a non-take, like not like the post takeover one where it's just recapping the whole friggin' takeover, but they do like a lot of backstage stuff. So I mean, it really just depends on how much in-ring stuff they're actually going to do.
Yeah, because there is a lot of filler week to week, and
right.
When you look at tonight, there was a good deal. You had the opening segment with Undisputed Era coming out and making their demands and talking. You had a little nod towards the contract signing, and then you had a few vignettes at the Performance Center. They did a small recap of the feud that they've had with Matt Riddle, Killian Dane. That took up time. There was just a lot of things being held back. So
right.
Really, I'm hoping that this kind of makes them a little bit more time sensitive. They kind of take advantage of what they need to before then. And I do think it'll help lead to a bigger use of more talent. So that'll definitely be a plus overall. But one thing to consider, and I know everybody kind of has it in the back of their heads as well, is what about the talent coming backwards? The stars that were on NXT now are coming back, and what about the main event? The main roster.
Shit, now's the time to do it.
Well, not just in that sense, but that might take up a good chunk of time and spot as well. So, as much as I'm hoping this added time will give new wrestlers a chance per se, they're also going to have the Brock Lesnar's, the Roman Reigns, the Seth Rollinses,
and this is going to be live, right? This is going to be live. NXT live Wednesday.
It's going to be absolutely live. They announced that they're using veteran production staff. It's going to be 2 hours. It's going to be from Full Sail. It's going to be the same production team they use already that did the Evolution pay-per-view. It's the team that Triple H built over the last 4 years. So it's going to be just NXT on a larger scale.
That's just that's the best part about it, is that it's live. But also, I wonder if, I feel like there's going to be this sort of undercard show that could happen on the network. Maybe on Wednesday nights in Canada, they get the undercard tape show or something, because there's all these other talents that I feel like they maybe won't be as comfortable with rolling out on live TV, where sometimes they air their matches on the network. They're probably only going to put out the best of the best right now, including maybe even cheating by having some big stars pop over, like you said, every once in a while. You know what I mean? You're going to have Raw and SmackDown, one guy or something showing up on NXT now.
And if they're going to do any type of Raw or SmackDown recap as well, that might take up time too.
It's funny you mentioned that. I just remembered they did that when NXT first started.
Yeah. This is
you're right. Totally my God. Yeah, I didn't think about that either. But yeah, that was always happening. Yeah. And didn't Seth go back too at some point recently?
The whole Shield went to
the Shield went back to NXT.
The Shield went to NXT. John Cena showed up. CM Punk, a bunch of them did.
Yeah.
And what about this other rumor about house shows? They're saying WWE, because they're saying WWE might do away with house shows. I couldn't see them doing away with house shows, but I could see them cutting down on house shows, and we've seen that already.
They said that they might have to, just because of the logistics of travel now messes up the. They used to be able to have A team, B team kind of thing, not one above the other. But when Raw was doing their thing, SmackDown was in the same area. This way they could set up for the next night, with the same stage, and it just worked for them being the next night over.
Well,
now that it's a week away, they have to. They can't spread themselves too thin to set up 2 house shows in the middle of the week when now they have to be close by to set up for SmackDown on a Friday.
I remember we talked about this on here on Out of Nowhere when the announcement made that SmackDown was moving to Fridays on Fox. We're like, that's going to fuck up the whole house show schedule.
Right, we did say that. Yeah, we just didn't have any solution. I don't
think they do either, to be fair.
I don't think they
do. Now
on
Fridays, where they used to have a lot of their main business centric house shows were Fridays and Saturdays. And even some regard Sundays, but really their big moneymaker ones were Fridays and Saturdays. That's when they would go to the bit of the larger markets.
Yeah.
And then they would do the smaller, more intimate venue shows, expecting less sales on Mondays and Tuesdays. So I don't know how their travel is going to work, but
maybe they'll focus more on getting rid of the house shows in the U.S. But I mean they'll focus more on these kind of overseas tours. Because they could probably do better on overseas, maybe, on the house stuff or specials on the network. But how are they going to do the overseas stuff then? I mean, that's going to, they're going to be, really pinched on going overseas now because they've been doing that a lot, and that's been what the hell?
Yeah.
Remember they were supposed to have that whole thing in India, and then that just went. What happened to that? Remember that? I just forgot about that.
They did, like, I don't know a better word for it. They did like invade the Indian market, and they weren't doing as well as they thought they were, though.
Neither was Impact.
That's why they pushed Jinder so hard originally as well. They had him, really. They decided to make him champion when they went into the Indian market, and they're doing okay from the last reports that we talked about it.
Hard to do bad with like 20 billion people or whatever it is. Not 20 billion. That's more than the planet, but.
I get your point. Such a large population.
There's like a billion people over there.
Yeah, I mean, I trying to find. I know we talked about it out of nowhere.
It was a while, but it was going back. I'll play donations here. We got a couple questions coming in. A lot of them.
Super chat.
What's up, Super Chat? What's up to the chat? Soundwave. What's up, dude? Mike Litterus. He just wants me to say that.
Really quick, Matt the Misfit even reached out to a few different, of the usual reporters, and it's still being believed that Triple H is going to be, in control of everything for NXT on, USA. So that's good news so far.
I would think so. I never really believed this whole Vince has his hands. I mean, he probably has a little say on the TV stuff, but he probably puts it all on Triple H.
Yeah, I just hope it doesn't turn into where NXT becomes such a hit or focal point that Vince becomes spiteful.
Oh God! Please no.
We've seen it. He did it with SmackDown when Paul Heyman's SmackDown started to become more of a desired show than Raw. He scrapped it. He would rather shoot himself in the foot than look like the idiot.
Yeah, I mean that's
history tells us.
Shut up and bend
that's not an uneducated guess.
Oh
finish
God!
It.
You hear these?
Oh my God! Don't finish it, please. Don't finish it. I'm gonna finish it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How you doing tonight, guys?
What's up?
BTW, Jake, better be careful or else Mickey is coming into your bed tonight. The XFL is dead on arrival and that's the bottom line because the sound wave said so. The logos look they were mad by a bunch of interns lol.
Yeah, I'm starting to worry about them. The Soundwave 92, thanks for the donation of $9.50. I almost think that, like, I'm already bored by it, and then I just realized there's no team here, and I went, fuck it, I don't care. Soundwave, thanks.
Mike Hunt, my lovely manly lumps. Frowning face.
Mike Litterus, what the hell? Who's the top donator now? Soundwave 92. Soundwave 92, thank you.
Super chat. XFL, football book like Lucha Underground.
Yeah, you know what? That's pretty funny. The Goon.
Dying and,
Goon! What up, Goon? That is pretty funny. That's actually pretty accurate.
Super chat party.
That other thing was just in the way.
Team name, the New York Pilots. # terrorist comedy.
Oh, God. Well, it would have... Yeah, that's it. Terrorizing. They just rip off Triple H's old name. They name a team that. That could be pretty funny.
It's better than calling them the Towers, just...
Fuck it, just name a team the Taliban. Fuck it, who cares?
Yeah, really.
Can you imagine?
They can squash them every week. They lost. The Taliban loses 100-1.
Yeah, and then if they win, people really get angry if they win. Like, what a great idea. Then the actual Taliban is angry, too. Like, it's great. Everybody wins. You kidding me? The Talibans?
This week, we're watching ISIS take on the Taliban in the XFL finals.
Yeah, you better be careful making that joke. You'll get reported by a comedian. But no,
the chicken house can shove it up his ass at this point.
I'm about to get it, man.
Justin Bailey just told me.
About to get it, man. Here we
say
go.
That.
Here we go. Oh,
the Super Patriots.
Oh, no.
Jersey Jihad.
The Super Patriots QB, Brady Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh, the St. Louis Taliban. Apollo the Leader, thanks for the $5 super chat. Brady Thomas. How about Brady's first kiss? How about Brady's kid kiss? Yeah, the name of the team is Brady's Kid Kiss. That's fucked up.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that creeps me out, man. But it's not bad. It doesn't though, because I love my kids and stuff. But I don't know. Get back here.
Kiss me. Titus O'Neil kiss him on the lips.
Kiss me longer. Yeah, Titus O'Neil does that too. He's like, Super Chat. Super Chat. Oh, he's a nice guy.
Vince needs to announce all the primetime games.
That's a good idea. I mean, I don't even care. Man of 1,005 holds, thank you. I don't even care. I don't know when the games are. I might watch, maybe.
Here we go.
Maybe I don't. I doubt it.
Here we go. About to get it, man. Here we go.
I was interested last year when they announced it.
Oh no!
Then I realized I haven't
Get
seen
your
it.
sheets out. We're riding with the Alabama Klansmen.
Oh God, no. Justin Monday, thanks for the $5. Fuck the Klansmen. Fuck them. Fuck the Klansmen. We're gonna fucking kill the Klansmen. There's nobody. Who the fuck is a real Nazi anymore? I mean, there's fucking these fucking idiots.
They call everybody Nazis, but
yeah, there's like none of them left. There's like really like 5,000 in the whole country who actually think, you know what I mean, that they are.
It happened in Legion's case, like, fuck you and the Proud Boys. And it's like some guy wearing skinny jeans and vaping, having no idea what the hell's going on.
Yeah, yeah, that's like a...
He's like, what?
What, man? I got this beard I've been working on.
The Milwaukee Cannibals.
The Milwaukee Cannibals. That's a good idea. That's a good one. Or
That's a good one.
The Milwaukee or the Detroit Autists. Hail Metal Forever. Thank you for the 316, Hail Metal. Good to hear from you, my friend. By the way, I heard fucking, if S. Dot is out there, man, give me a call, bro. I was trying to message you earlier on Twitter about the belt situation to say hi. And, S. Dot got his Twitter fucking taken down.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
WWE. You can't people to watch Raw or SmackDown. Who the fuck is going to watch a fucking kickoff show? Fuck off, Vince, swallow my gook.
Oh, well, here, you hear that, Ryback? Andale Peasy, thanks for the donation, man. What other news do you got, Jake?
Well, I mean, besides the possibility of 205 Live disappearing, I mean, that does bother me to some extent because I'm trying to find the goddamn... I had all the tabs and Chrome crashed before, so I'm trying to find everything that I had prepared for tonight. My notes and everything went to shit, so I apologize.
No, there's not much to fucking... I mean,
well, I had everything organized and listed. I had a lot of things I wanted to hit, but...
so you're just like me now?
Yeah, unorganized to hell, I'm telling you. It's the theme of the day. One of the top shows on WWE's networks for their like internal ratings is 205 Live. They actually have more viewers usually watching 205 Live than NXT, which I was surprised. I was surprised to hear that. And, you know, Meltzer's saying, oh, it's a failed experiment, and I don't believe so, though. I mean, the conventional sense, it doesn't have like a major following with the regular fans, but WWE Network subscribers have been like glued to this week to week, and 205 Live has been recently better than NXT's week to week. Not the takeovers, but the week to week of... I mean, tonight NXT's show was not that great. Yeah, the main event was good, but usually the week-to-week's main event is always good, but that's the only thing that really stands out. The rest of the show kind of falls flat. And that's the unfortunate part. You know, they get really gung-ho and start focusing on the takeovers, but until that point in time comes, everything else is just kind of building to nothing, essentially.
They've also
kind of just fall into a lull.
They've done better than Saturday night's main event and all the other things that they used to have in that dark match slot, you know. So, yeah, it's better. It deserves better. It's done better. But, you know, people just, unfortunately, they're not watching it. I mean, not a lot. A little bit. They are keeping a certain amount of people in the crowd. I mean, they are keeping... I mean, whenever I go to shows, it feels like, you know, 30% of the crowd leaves. But we still get a lot of people staying, so it's...
Yeah, there's still a good chunk that stays.
But then again, a lot of people leave, so why would you leave? You know what I mean? Like, if there was... Nobody should almost leave, really. But more important than that, Jake, is The Miz and Maurice bought a new house.
Yes, over $6 million, I think it was listed at.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, I just saw that thing right before I got on here. I'm like, holy shit.
And what a mistake this is. And I'll tell you why. You know why this is a mistake? Do you want to know?
Taxes.
No. Because if this fucking if we get what the media wants in this country, which is a full-on war with everybody or the government or anybody, they're fucked. Because snipers right up here on this high ground on top of them, they're fucking dead. If a fucking group of people, if like the apocalypse happens and the grid goes down and they're in their house and they got all their shit, and a fucking van of fucking pirates shows up here to stake their next claim, the fucking Miz is fucked. You line these motherfuckers up top on this hill up here, they get the high ground.
They do indeed, but I bet you there's a bunker safe house built into that thing.
Well, they'll find it.
It's a 10,400 square foot, Thousand Oaks,
Christ,
plus-sized manor house. This is according to Variety. It's 6 bedrooms, 9 baths, English manor style house. It's listed as sold before processing, and the name on the dotted line is, in fact, Mike Mizzen. It's 127 acres of land. It's inside a guarded, gated community, so nobody can bother the family.
Christ.
And his neighbors will be Anthony Davis, who has a $7.5 million mansion next to him as well.
Damn.
So
Anthony Davis.
This went for $6.4 million, though.
God, I didn't even know the Miz had that money.
Apparently, the Miz's life is awesome because of the It couple having their reality show. That's where all this money is really kicking in from.
Yeah, I would think so, because he's probably... They can't have that much money. I mean, 25...
He apparently does, because...
20 million.
The deal with the... How much did they pay... Christ, for the USA Network to pay for the reality show? They paid $30 million for NXT. That reality show is a bigger... people that don't watch wrestling will watch that.
You know, it says his net worth is $9 million. Online.
What about hers as well?
Yeah, you add hers. I mean, you add maybe 2 or 3 more to that.
Yeah.
10, 11, 12.
That's net worth, but I mean...
Wow, I mean, that's...
You don't know what the
I mean, maybe that's...
bonuses they get and ratings and things like that, merchandising.
That's a big... I mean, I could see $1 million or a $2 million home even. Like $1 million home is kind of like... you know what? I'm a professional wrestler celebrity now. I got about, I got 12, 15 million saved. I'm going to buy $1 million house. I mean, you could do that. But, we're going to buy a $6 million house? Holy shit. I mean, the Miz does
maybe
lots of
they
things.
sold their old home as well to put to, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of factors that go into it. But I hear you, they're buying a roughly close to $7 million home, and here today, if it wasn't thanks to you, I wouldn't have a battery in my car. So, shit just, it's all relative, I guess. But damn, it's a beautiful, beautiful home, no doubt about it. And especially being in that gated community, they just got to watch the ridgeline, all those snipers.
I'm telling you, man, I'm worried about the snipers. I'm thinking about this. The older I get, the more fucking crazy rocking chair shotgun guy that I become. Because I used to laugh at those people. No, I used to laugh at those people. I used to be like, oh, come on.
I hear you.
I used to think Tim Thomas was a psychopath and all these things. And I was like, oh, yeah, psycho, fucking conservative idiot, psycho, whatever. Now I'm like that. Now I'm becoming like this. I'm thinking about like hunkering down shit. And the fucking, building an underground, bunker. I've been thinking about it. It's weird. I used to make fun of those people. Now I'm thinking about it. But I don't know. 3 kids, getting older. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Watching
I
the
used to
news.
make this silly joke. Oh, by the time Danny hits 8th grade, I'm going to have to send her to school with a bulletproof backpack and a shotgun. Now you're like, well, maybe you need the bulletproof backpack.
Yeah, they make them.
It's like,
they make them now.
Yeah, now they're actually, there. It's
They fucking make them bulletproof backpacks. That's crazy. That's crazy shit. How about, I don't even know. I can't even believe that. It's like, we almost ignore it here. We're like, oh, I'll just go. That doesn't happen here, I hope, huh? But it's like, we really, I don't even know what to tell you. It's crazy. I'll tell you what, though.
I'm gonna derail us really quickly. What I have to hear both of your opinions. I did watch the review last night, but Connor, I'm especially interested in your take. What about this reveal at the end of SmackDown last night? What did you guys think? Because I even heard production laughing as they were going off the air.
You did? You heard? Wait a minute, they really were?
You can hear somebody laughing. It looks like Eric Rowan's trying to stifle his reaction, but somebody starts laughing from the background of it as they're going off the air. You hear chuckling.
Well, before Connor comments on it, I think it's really important that we should probably play it. Play the ending.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, where is it? I got it here somewhere. What is this tweet from? Is it sad that I have to look at my tweets to find out when they were from? August 20th. Where's my tweet? All right, I just ruined that whole setup because I can't find it. Somebody tweeted me it the other day, and I fucking retweeted it, I thought. Because I was like, oh, this is funny. I can't find it now. I don't know. Somebody put the Curb Your Enthusiasm music.
Yeah, and you played it last night.
That's what I was about to say. Because
oh, wait a minute, I found it. All right, I found it. Okay.
I saw that version. That version was the best.
This is the best one. Let's play this for everybody. This is on Twitter, but it's great.
This is so good. Look at Daniel. Look at Daniel. So good.
Someone starts laughing right as the camera turns before they go off the air.
Ryan was trying so hard not to laugh.
Oh yeah, the music kind of messes that up, but that's funny. That's fucking hilarious, dude. I love how Daniel like blows a snot or something while he's like, well,
he's like, I told you.
Yeah, I told. Yeah. No,
don't call me a liar. So at first, I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Luke Harper kind of looked like him, like with a shaved head a little bit, and some people said that as well. But
no, way older.
I'm kind of game with this because what else were they going to do? Like, Daniel will blame this random guy for the attacks, but obviously it was Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan doing this. But they couldn't have Buddy Murphy lie. You know, he's really a face, and he's over now with the crowd after 2 excellent matches. You know, on SmackDown, he went against Roman. That was a match of the year candidate. And then they also had, you know, him getting the upset over Daniel Bryan last night. Another excellent match. Not quite as good as the one with Roman, but still really, really good overall. Crowds cheering for him. So they can't have him be lying about, you know, oh, I thought I saw Eric Rowan or anything like that, you know. So they have to make him, you know, be truthful. Oh, I saw Eric Rowan. So what's the next best thing? They find some Eric Rowan lookalike. Oh, that's who you saw. That's their scapegoat. And then it's really just a ruse for Daniel to get, you know, to blame somebody else. They kind of shot themselves in the foot yet again. You know, they could have done this a multitude of different ways. But at first I was more against it. But now after, you know, analyzing it a bit, I don't think it was the worst idea. It gives some credibility to Murphy's accusation because obviously the man looks exactly like Rowan, so you can say, "Oh no, it was him." And no matter what, I think it will end up working out. I think they'll be able to salvage this because Daniel Bryan is competent on the mic. They'll find a way. And as Trailbound had said the other day, you know, he's like, I can actually see, you know, I can almost hear it when Daniel Bryan does go ahead and reveal why. You know, it was me all along. You ended my push. You ruined my title reigns. Everything was because of you. And now that you're on SmackDown, I'm not going to let you ruin me yet again. You know, and that would be a great explanation. So hopefully with them being forthcoming with some of the backstage politicking that does happen, they can use that as a real answer. They did it with Randy Orton and Kofi's feud. They admitted that, hell yeah, Kofi did have a problem with Randy, and that's why Kofi didn't get to be, you know, champion then. So why can't they admit with Daniel Bryan saying, yeah, Daniel was held back because of Roman. We didn't want to see Roman Reigns not be the featured guy. I could see them doing that, and Daniel Bryan has a legitimate gripe with Roman. What do you think, Connor? Was it as crazy as I thought, or?
I don't know what to make of this. It really just depends on how it goes next week. I think that what they were trying to do is they were trying to give us like a cliffhanger, and instead gave us like that Curb Your Enthusiasm moment, which
wasn't a great reveal. Like I said, it could have been handled better. But
if he comes out, if his name is like, if his name is like Ronan or something like that, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit because that'd be funny.
That's a bridge too far, but
yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be one of those like rabbit hole situations. I don't know. I mean, it could go either way, but I think what they're just trying to do is maybe not the wisest way, but they're trying to stretch this out as long as possible.
Yeah, and I feel that they could have. skipped a few of the steps they already took, so it wouldn't have to, have happened this way.
Right.
They jumped the gun in some aspects, and they should have had, a further investigation of the car. They could have changed the footage there or have the attacks continue. There was other ways for, without spitballing silly ideas, that this could have worked out better. So
right.
But I, as much as I was against it at first, when I was like, "What the hell is this?" But the lookalike thing, I don't think it's the worst thing they've done with this. Honestly, I can see some of what they're going for. It seems evidently obvious. Now, what I can't give them credit for is everything with Shane. I admit that I was wrong, but I was so confident last night that they would go ahead and they would really, have Shane say, "You know what? I did reconsider the fine, and I'm absolving the $100,000 debt." Kevin Owens says, "Thank you." He starts to head out to his match for, the King of the Ring tournament. In mid-match, Shane would come out and say, "That's right, I'm getting rid of the fine, and because $100,000 isn't severe enough, I'm going to double it." And that would have enraged Kevin Owens, caused a distraction, he loses the match. But instead, we got that same old, tired story of, "Oh, I'm the referee." And I know they hinted towards it earlier by saying you can never put your hands on an official again, and Shane comes out as the official. But this story continuing, I was kind of hoping like either they really ramp it up or they end it. And now it's clear it's just going to keep dragging on.
Right.
We had the blow-off match at SummerSlam. If you guys can't shake hands, move on, or get Shane to be off TV like he should have been here, what else is there to do?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The Kevin, I thought they were going to kill this thing a lot sooner than they did, but lo and behold, they're going to keep dragging this thing out. I wish they had Owens lose at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that would be, that's what I thought originally was going to happen. I was hell-bent on, he'll lose via, some type of fuckery, the Elias angle, backup plan, something like that. And then he would be reinstated, 2 or 3 weeks out. Vince would say, "Oh, you've got too much power," and then have one more match and be over it. I really was hell-bent on how that was going to go, and I've tried to be more optimistic lately. That I've given them higher ratings for things that they've done well, and sometimes when you see positive story progression, I try and comment on it. But I feel like this was a gigantic misstep yet again. It's a fish that's just floundering on land. It's gasping for air. Just let it die. Either throw it back in the water or let it die. The thing is, it's just going to hurt Kevin Owens because people are, they're going to cheer him less and less as he continues to get screwed over by Shane time and time again. At least Stone Cold, would get screwed over, but then he'd get his comeuppance. He would get his revenge. What has Owens done? He beat Shane, got his hands on him, and he still ends up losing by having him be fined. The fine should have never happened. There was a point in time where Stone Cold will run the company, and eventually Stone Cold brought Mr. McMahon back in. But think about how much he was away for a few months. No, it wasn't forever. I think it was like 3 months, roughly, something like that.
Right.
And Stone Cold was the one to bring him back in. Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
But at least he was away. Like he's stuck to the storyline angle. Shane couldn't even stay away for a night. That's the thing. Like it just. If they're gonna try and mimic those type of Austin McMahon angles, they need to either ramp it up and really take it somewhere deep, or just move on, because this is not a good place for Owens to be anyways.
No, it just I don't know what the payoff is at this point.
I don't either. And another thing that I question too is I like Orton having a new stable. It's Legacy 2.0. I wasn't crazy about it first on the Raw review, but then I thought about it more, and I'm like, all right, well, it gives the Revival something to do, and it gives the New Day like a full set of challengers. And the attack angle wasn't great in my eyes because it was again just such an overplayed set of circumstances. We've seen this happen so many times, and if they don't ramp up the extremes behind it, it just feels bloated and unnecessary. But then Kofi Kingston was able to undermine the entire trio the next night on SmackDown. That never should have happened. Single-handedly, Kofi Kingston should not have been able to attack everyone and get away with it.
Yeah.
Here you are Monday making these guys look like evil bastards, injuring and breaking the leg of Xavier Woods. And the next night, Kofi is dispatching against all three of them with a chair as the ultimate equalizer. That's how you make these guys look like a unit and strong. You have them all get their ass beat single-handedly. It's just for every good they had this week and for what they were trying to accomplish, I feel like they fell apart so much more. And it is unfortunate. I want to give them credit where it's due, but the same thing with having an established team in the OC lose against a makeshift team. I don't see how that's beneficial either. Here you are, you're building up the club, the OC here, and they haven't had the belts long. And some people were saying like, oh, well, basically, this is more for Seth. It builds him up, and now you get the OC a chance to win it back. Well, they shouldn't have lost it in the first place. If they did, I would have better have seen it. Braun team up with someone like Ricochet. At least AJ and Ricochet have history, so that would make more sense. Now you have another title tied up that can't be defended at a show, or worst comes to worst, Seth has to do double duty.
I think, I was actually.
I don't know if I lost you there. All right. Well, if we lost Connor in the meantime, we'll try and get back a hold of him in a minute. But yeah, I find it unfortunate, and it not the way to go ahead and properly build up a team that you're supposed to be strong in the meantime. You have Braun turn on Seth. It's the same angle we saw with Dean, only done worse because at least with Dean, it wasn't overly predictable. They did it the same night. They were in the Shield together. You didn't foresee that happening. Now they fumbled that afterwards, but that initial heel turn was fantastic. Everything else, after that, it was obviously not done well. That's why Dean ultimately left the WWE and went back to the Moxley gimmick. But here they are, back and doing the same thing again that we've seen so many times before. I just feel like it's you're taking away a time from other talents. Now you've got a set of belts that can't be used, and if they are being used, then it's the same people fighting multiple times in the same night. So now you're giving less people time, less chances to other people, and it's making a story for the pay-per-view. I don't see it that way, honestly, because you're putting all your eggs in the same basket. They've done this before with Roman, with other people previous to that. Either you have two major risks here. What if Seth gets injured, or what if the fans reject his push altogether? And you can't say it's beyond the scope of realism because it has happened before. And if they have all this focus on Seth, it doesn't work. Now you have no one to fall back on. So it is just it's a dangerous situation, and I'm trying to critique rather than complain. I see the improvements that they've made. I've enjoyed and positively reviewed more shows than even Joe has recently, but I feel like both Monday and Tuesday had a lot of just hugely missed opportunities. And I know they're trying to tell a story about Seth, like I said, but to me that was a gigantic miss as well. So I'm struggling to see where they're going to go that isn't overly predictable, honestly. I don't know if Connor's back or if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh shit, right. I hate that. Never buy a refurbished computer. So what I was saying, what I was about to say before I got cut off was as far as the Seth Rollins Strowman thing. Yeah. I don't know if the guy said this on the Raw review, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure I see where this is going. I would not be surprised if Braun Strowman is the next challenger for the Universal title.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And you're going to see him. Seth even made light of that on Monday. He went ahead and said, it would be you, but right now we got to do this. So
yeah,
Braun will turn on him. That's absolutely what's going to happen. And again, that's not interesting because Braun's gone from heel to face more than Big Show, in a year's span.
Yeah.
One. And then on top, we just saw it happen with Dean in the same scenario. Except at least the Dean one was surprising. Everything afterwards was a waste. But, this isn't going to be a surprise if, they lose the belts to the OC because him and, Braun attacks him. And it also removes a chance for, the tag belts and the Universal title to be defended in the same night unless they do double duty, and that's taking away even more spots. So where's the creative, genius in any of this? Where's the excitement? Where's anything worthwhile?
Well, Clash of Champions, yay! No, I think. I mean, I think. I was just gonna say I don't think it's a smart move that you're going into all these changes with like executive directors and everything, and the first thing you're throwing at them is a gimmicky pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's a huge issue as well.
Especially one where it's like every championship will be on the line. Like, okay, you got 20 of them
there because now you have Seth having to defend, the tag titles and the Universal title. So what happens? They lose the tag titles because Braun defeats him, and then they have to face each other again later on in the night.
Yep.
Why not have Ricochet and Braun have won the titles, or anybody else in Braun? Bring back Nicholas for Christ's sakes, But if that was your
the
goal,
Nicholas memes I've been seeing is hilarious.
those things are fantastic.
Yeah,
so
dude.
damn good.
His face on
it's take your
Seth.
kid to work day. But what about the U.S. title? I mean, Ali even said on Twitter earlier, he confirmed that, they just canceled my Intercontinental feud. That they just scrapped it. They dropped it without ever, letting me get a title shot. He admitted that to fans. And, now we have, unfortunately, Sami Zayn is the mouthpiece for Nakamura, which is an issue all in its own right.
He sounded great, but then when Nakamura came out and went, oh my God, Sami Zayn's a fucking manager?
Yep. And even he said he feels like, he's better serviced outside of that role, but...
Ugh.
So now we've got him as a manager, and The Miz is going back for the IC title. That's just what we want to see with The Miz, going for the IC title again.
Well, at least with Nakamura, it's a different opponent.
I know, but it's... get him out of there, keep him in the enhancement role, and let Buddy Murphy go for it. Let Ali finally go for it. There's so many other people that
you got to take out a good guy.
Here.
Well, maybe at least with, I'm not saying Miz should win it, but maybe the way to make Nakamura's IC title run like worth a damn.
Yeah, like Miz gets defeated and then Buddy Murphy steps up or somebody else steps up after.
That's not a bad idea.
That's all right.
I could see Miz taking the title. That's the problem here.
I don't think they do that so well. I mean,
as long as the belt's on TV and being defended in a big enough match at a pay-per-view, I don't care. Just as long as they do something, that belt cannot just be missing.
Yeah, no doubt about
enraging.
that. And for Clash of Champions, they're discussing the idea of defending either the NXT UK Championship or the NXT title at Clash of Champions.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, put all the belts.
I think that would happen if Seth's not able to defend both belts on the same night.
He's going to defend both belts.
Put all the belts on the line, baby. Put them all on the line.
We'll see. We've had Clash of Champions without everything being defended before, so...
Our friend Dan Kennedy came up with, I don't know if it's like news or whatever, but I know I got to play the donations. I'll play them in 1 second here. He went to see Melina. He tried to get her to come on his podcast, and she said she can't. She normally would, but she can't right now because of her ongoing talks with WWE. So Melina's in some kind of talks with WWE.
It makes me think that they are going to go through with, because I was really upset at first that there was no Evolution 2. Then they said, oh, wait, now we are going to do it because Sasha's back, and Ronda was going to return, but she almost lost her finger the other day, so we'll see what happens.
Holy shit, yeah. Did you see that?
That was disgusting, dude. And then
poor Matt, I sent it to him, and he was like, I just lost my appetite.
What's worse than the picture is reading the news story of on the set how she slammed it on her fingers. And I went, dude, that shit, that fucks me up, dude, thinking about that. That type of stuff fucks me up.
And then she went back the next day.
Yeah, well, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but she didn't even stop. Yeah, she didn't even stop. She didn't pay attention to the injury until the director yelled cut. So
Oh, God.
Poor choice of words.
Yeah, you cut your hands off, Rhonda.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it, man. Yeah, Mike, I don't really care.
No, you have a fucking cut.
Listen, man, I just work, and then I mow the lawn, and then I work and clean and work and mow the lawn and fucking work some more, and that's about it, man. I don't know what happened over there. Thanks, Mike, but let's play the donations. Weed whack. I do a lot of weed whacking, too. Michael Canini.
What's up, guys? $30 million. Good lord, that's a lot of money. Off-topic question. Did you see the 5-character unlocks for Mortal Kombat 11?
I did not see that. No, I haven't seen it yet.
I know one of them was the Terminator, one was the Joker.
Whoa.
And one was Spawn.
Whoa.
Yeah, the Spawn one I saw, and that was bad.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
my favorite.
I mean, all that stuff is cool, but you wouldn't expect Spawn, so that's pretty awesome. Where's Duke Nukem?
Yeah, Rhonda did some serious finger banging, that's for sure, Matt.
Give me,
So it's Shang Tsung, Nightwolf, Terminator T-800, Sindel, Joker, and Spawn.
That's sick. And that was Natalia's pussy that bit off Rhonda's hit fingers. That's sick, man. I want Duke Nukem though. I want Duke Nukem.
Give it a hell yeah!
Come on.
Play Botch Club Nevermore. Follow Botch Club and the Wrestle Daily Jimmy Miranda Award for next year's WWE Hall of Fame. Please watch Ultimate Warrior's Hoff speech. Every WWF WWE past and present who knew him will agree. Please help spread and tell WWE to do
the right thing. The Ultimate Warrior wanted the Jimmy Miranda Award. Instead, you gave it to people that randomly have cancer.
Super Chat Party.
Triple M, thanks for the $1, man. What up, Triple M? One of the producers of the show. All the new producer credits are going to be in the description boxes below tomorrow or on any future shows going forward all the way up until the end of next month. So if you haven't seen your producer credit down there, you'll see it in my videos starting tomorrow. And if you don't see your name there for some reason, hit me up and let me know. Patreon sometimes has little issues with that, but we shouldn't, hopefully won't have any problems. But you never know. And I know Drew Bar wasn't on the list recently, and I think there was something wrong with that maybe. But I don't 100% know. I'm going to let these play because we got behind a little bit here.
Yeah, I talked for a while.
Well, I went to get coffee, man. I had to go. I was listening to you, and I was getting coffee, and I needed it. And now I feel a lot better now, man. Now I feel sexy. I feel alive.
Rejuvenated.
Super Chat.
Whoa.
Party.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
JD and Rycat. Lol I pile of poo 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 lol I pile of poo.
Jesus. Spaz Phoenix, thanks for the $5. Canadian, baby. Soundwave 92 is the top donator right now. You could take home tonight that digital 24/7 JCS championship. Looks like Soundwave might do it. What do you think about Melina coming then? I mean, I haven't even seen her wrestle anywhere. Has she wrestled anywhere independently? Anybody know?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean,
not that I've seen.
No, I haven't heard anything about it. No, so I mean, she could be she could be fine, but I mean, she looks in good shape, but I haven't seen anything in the ring.
Yeah, besides, like you said,
Super Chat.
the tweet that we
Bow
got.
down to the Cumberland Farmers.
Yeah, I love the Cumberland Farmers. Is that an XFL name, I guess?
Cumberland
yeah, I like that.
Farm. Yeah, she looked good in the tweet, the DM that Dean Kennedy sent, the picture of her there.
Super Chat.
She looks like she's in ring shape.
The New Orleans Negroes.
Oh, God. Yeah, and it just gets longer and longer until people think it's a tumor. Mike Litteris, thanks.
Give it a hell yeah!
Fuck Instagram, and wrestling also. I rather give birth to a shit baby than raise it as my poop child.
That was a weird one.
Social media is a way of, doing that to you. Makes you a little crazy.
Bizarre
I like what Joe
ones.
Rogan was talking about the other day, how, worries about you'll never be able to shut it off if they actually do the implant-style computing that Elon Musk was talking about.
Yeah.
At least now, you got to deal with trolls or nonsense or something that people are warring all the time because of social media. Essentially, everybody's always, either attacking or defending a point, a position, political stance, but you can walk away from it. But if you do have like that type of, synthetic neural implant or whatever it is, your brain's going to be part of it. You'll never be able to have that cool down, that walk away. It'll just be with you. So, a lot to consider. But
yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah, part of what I was saying while you were gone, I was talking about with Jamie Phillips on Twitter earlier today. We were having a good back and forth, agree to disagree moment, and that's what I always enjoy.
I like him.
If I don't have the same outlook as you, there's no issue in ever, agreeing to disagree. I like that, point of contention. All right, this is what you think. This is what I think. I've been wrong a multitude of times. I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong, and that's why I read the news the same as everybody else. I never guarantee anything unless I know it's for certain. But I've been, like I said, I've been trying to critique more and criticize less in that sense. Try and be constructive. And WWE has done some things. I've enjoyed the shows a bit more than you have, even the past few weeks. You thought I was crazy a few times.
Somebody in WWE has gotten to you. This is what's going on.
This is they got that implant in, but because they're certainly not paying me. But this past week, I can't get over both Raw and SmackDown having just so many story fuck ups. That's how I view it. I'm hung up on everything with Kofi being able to take out the new Orton Legacy faction, single handedly. That's an awful decision to make. They're supposed to look menacing and so strong as they just injured Xavier Woods, and where was Big E through all of it? It's just a real shit fest with that. And then you look at everything with, like I said as well, the Shane McMahon thing. I don't know how you feel, Joe, overall, but what a waste. Everything him and Kevin are doing to this point, it's not even on life support right now. I feel like it's should be dead and buried.
They're
but they just
dragging
keep bringing it back.
out the story. It's almost like they were about to hit the crescendo or like the final big move or the final big moment, and right as they were about to hit that, they sort of veered a little bit sideways and then just continued. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, they're just doing more of the same again. Like, are they going to retell the story?
I just don't know what the payoff's going to be.
Yeah, we thought we were going to get it.
Yeah,
we thought we were getting it, and then we didn't get it.
Even if you didn't like the Kevin Owens Shane thing, like at SummerSlam, at least that would be the payoff, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's weird.
Meanwhile, on Twitter, we get these incredible exchanges between superstars, and it's almost like a dream match scenario. And you're like, oh my God, why is this not being utilized? Why is this not happening? Matt the Misfit and a few others had sent me the tweet that Aleister Black had replied to Bray Wyatt. And he's like, I'd like to talk to you about that. I have this door, see, in his, his own little speak. And Bray responded, he's like, that's crazy. I have a door too, showing the one to the Firefly Funhouse. That line killed me. That's great. The promos and everything we can get from those two, if that was a feud to happen next, I think that's got money written all over it. That's a awesome feud to have. You've got Bray controlling so much of his character on social media, apologizing to so many stars that he attacks and all the legends that he's choked out, but you get none of it on TV. It's like, where is this? Why are you not using these things? Why are they not being discussed? Why is it not happening?
It'd be funny if he had a puppet for everyone he took out. Like they have a Foley puppet made, and now he has that in his funhouse.
Yeah, I'm still hung up on the fact. I thought in my mind it would have been a great idea, stupid thing, but obviously Finn Balor's gone for a while. We haven't seen him since the SummerSlam match. He should have been taken away with Bray, and you see him in the funhouse, or even just a puppet version of him in the funhouse for a while. Like you said, utilize the funhouse, use the damn thing. You want him to keep choking out legends, that's good, but that's going to get tiresome too.
Yeah.
There's like I said, the legends are an easy target because people care about them, and it's usually like a perilous, oh no, they can't defend themselves scenario, really. So it makes it even more menacing without attacking someone that's like, active roster beloved. So it's beneficial for them in the character, but there's just a lot of things. And I know it's always like, oh, you just want to see your favorite wrestler, that's not it, because there's so many people. I'm not crazy about Buddy Murphy, but he's done really well. Let's see what he has to offer more. I do like Aleister Black. We can get more from, there's so many things that we're just not getting. We haven't seen Nakamura at all forever. Now he's got a new mouthpiece. And we've seen this happen before with when he was with Rusev and Lana, and then it just disappears.
Yeah, like, where are they? They're where Luke Harper is.
Rusev did say something funny on social media before. He was slamming on people like Brad Shepard, telling him to get new sources and make up your mind already, because Brad Shepard had said he said Lana and Rusev, according to a source, both Rusev and Lana are now expected to re-sign with the company after saying that they weren't re-signing. So he literally said August 8th, they're not re-signing with the company. Today he says they are re-signing. So Rusev retweets this, says, "You need to make up your mind, my dude." I thought that was great. And Brad comes back saying, "I just report, you decide." And that's when Rusev said, "How can you report when you have no idea?" So fucking Rusev housed him here. And, it's not the first time that he's been trashed and stomped this this week already. So
yeah, Brad Shepard's getting destroyed by people. I mean, Brad Shepard for the last 30 days has just been shit on, of anybody.
Well, he's made a lot of, I'll read the news and stuff, but I always say my famous line, take it with a grain of salt. Unless I hear something outright, then I will, specifically say hey, this might happen, or what do you think of this? But he goes ahead and he said that, NXT is going to Fox Sports 1. Roman and Samoa Joe are forming the Samoan Joe's tag team. Goldberg isn't returning. SummerSlam is going to have lots of blood. We're going to get Undertaker and Baron Corbin at SummerSlam, and Ballers and HBO is going to do a show about him. Those are just his recent news breaking updates. None of which have come true. NXT went to Fox. No Samoan tag team. Goldberg obviously came back. We saw him return. SummerSlam didn't have any blood. We didn't get Undertaker at SummerSlam. So it's to say that all these things are happening without a shadow of a doubt and then be wrong all the time. I just don't get how he has any credibility left.
Yeah, he really doesn't have a lot. I mean, no, he has about as much as a YouTuber talking about news like us. Because it's really, there's nothing else to it. Where are these sources? Who? At least Meltzer gets something. Meltzer will get 1 out of 5 right, and then I guess Shepard will just report what he hears from other people who have already reported something right. Dude, fucking Sean Ross Sapp is making Brad Shepard look like a fucking goddamn cocksucker right now. It's unbelievable. Really.
At least my chip guy's gotten some stuff down. Jesus.
Yeah, something. We've had more right stuff here than anything else. And then fucking Shepard. Shepard's a mess. He's turned into SC Scoops and fucking PW Stream and whoever that fucking guy was who attacked women and went crazy and attacked everybody. Billy fucking what the fuck was his name? I don't remember.
Oh, the sports guy, yeah.
Billy something, weird name.
Yeah, no kidding.
How about SmackDown ratings? Those are down.
Just slightly. They're still down, but they ended up last week it was a 2.164. This week it was a 2.142. So but they retained more of the Raw audience. Last week it was a 79% retention. This week it was 84%. So be that as it may, they held on to more of the Raw audience. People that watched Raw tuned in more to SmackDown.
It's going down. It's going down, baby, and the NFL's coming. 305, you're on the phone. What's up?
I should actually you can answer this for me. Why does it seem like gimmicks, for example, King of the Ring and Money in the Bank specifically succeeds more with a heel, and the King of the Ring succeeds more with a babyface? Why is that? Is it because the babyface has to overcome multiple matches? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's because people. I think it's because people like getting behind somebody. But even Stone Cold, when he won, he was not really a babyface, but people really liked that win because he came off as this. You couldn't help but kind of cheer for him because he came off as this guy who busted his ass to get through the King of the Ring. So I think it's designed for somebody like that to come out looking good, even if they're a heel, usually, unless they cheat. What was the other example?
No,
that you gave?
that's what I'm saying. Like, in general, it seems like the heels don't succeed that much when they win the King of the Ring. The only person I saw succeed with that gimmick was basically two people, William Regal and Booker T, but it seems like faces are more successful with that gimmick than when it comes to Money in the Bank in general. It seems like heels are more successful because it's basically an opportunist type of thing. Why is that?
I don't know. I think it can work either way. I feel like Macho Man, like you said, Booker T worked for Booker, worked for Macho Man.
Can Jake answer that question for me? I want to hear his opinion on that.
Jesus. Go ahead, Jake. I think he stepped aside. I think he went to go pee-pee himself. Maybe Connor can throw his thing in there.
So you're saying like whether or not why it would be more successful for a babyface to win Money in the Bank and heel, or no, the other way around?
Yeah. Why does it seem like the Money in the Bank is more successful with a heel personality than King of the Ring is more successful with a babyface person, like maybe for example, maybe.
Sorry, go ahead.
Because it's a tournament aspect. Because it seems like Kurt Angle would have been successful with that gimmick, with that King of the Ring thing, because he has experience going through tournaments and stuff like that. That's why I'm saying, like a wrestler like Shelton Benjamin would benefit for that with that type of gimmick, like a pure wrestler, because you're going through multiple matches and stuff like that. Don't you agree?
It can go either way. So the first part with the Money in the Bank, that's designed for a heel. You don't see a babyface coming out and granted we have, but think of it like the concept of you can cash in at any point, anytime, any way you want. And really, that's more tailored for a heel reaction. Yeah, if you have like a heel champion and you're waiting for the babyface to come in and cash in at one point, but for the most part, Money in the Bank, like the premise of itself is designed more for a heel reaction than its babyface, but it could go either way. The King of the Ring could go either way either. It depends on what you're trying to tell as a story. You can have a babyface overcome the odds, have to fight through, 4 different challengers. It wasn't King of the Ring, but look at WrestleMania 4's tournament. Ted DiBiase had like 2 buys, and then Macho Man battled through 4 opponents. So there was the story they were like telling of him overcoming the odds versus, a sleazeball trying to sneak his way in. You could have like someone like, a pure athlete like Angle or Benjamin, overcome the odds and power through them. Or you could have a dick like Elias who like cheats his way through and do like these sneaky things to advance. So it just really depends on how the story goes.
It's also a gimmick, Connor. It's always like, I said this the other day, or was it last week? I don't know. When a King of the Ring only goes one or the other ways. The guy wears the robe, starts calling himself a king, doing that stuff, right. And he becomes the King of the Ring for like a year or something. But then the other way to go is usually it's when a face wins. When a face wins, it's just he battled through all that shit and he wins, and he doesn't go around wearing the robe and shit again after the next day. That's it. It's always
the most successful heel that I've seen with that gimmick is William Regal, because he won it as a general manager, and he had it was a power grab thing, like he was manipulating his way, like using his power as King of the Ring to book himself in matches. Do you think that would work now, that type of gimmick with a
not with a power authority. No, it'd have to be someone who was in ring. Like the reason it worked with Regal, and it was sad that we didn't get to see it because, well, he got busted for being a drug addict, and so I wish we could have seen more with that, because that would have been an interesting thing, especially with him being an in-ring persona. It wouldn't work with an authoritative figure unless they're going to compete on a regular basis. At least for me anyway. Like, I don't want to see Shane win the damn thing. Not that he's going to. I think that with the changes they're making with like executive directors and stuff, they are adamant about making a new star or pushing a new person with this, or at least I hope.
Well, let's jump. Yeah, I would hope. That's exactly what I said. They're going to try to make somebody use it for that. But who the fuck knows, dude, what the hell they'll do. But it's kind of like it's all about luck too, and how they book it and how it works out, how the crowd's feeling that night, whether you can make somebody out of nowhere with this. The last ones haven't really worked too well. Like Bad News Barrett, didn't he do? He was kind of a heel at the time, right? I don't remember. I think he was heel. Or was he doing?
Did he do the King Barrett thing before or after Bad News?
That's what I can't remember either. I think it might have been after.
Fuck, I gotta look it up now. God
it might have been
it.
after. It might have been after, to be honest.
I think it was. I think it was after. Let me look real fast.
But he went around with the whole King.
It was
Barrett.
after. Yeah, Bad News Barrett was 2013 to 15, and then King Barrett was after.
Because they wanted to get rid of the Bad News thing, which is ridiculous. Which
is stupid because that thing was over like fuck.
They're so ridiculous.
Patty Pat's Pizza Boys #Patty and the Boys #Pizzagate was an inside job.
Pizzagate, baby. Hey, let me get a tiny pepperoni with a couple of black olives on that. Thank you, Soundwave. That's creepy as hell. Chris Soundwave, thanks for the 316. He is the top donator.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let me see here. We got a lot more. We got a few more coming in. Looks like you guys filled up the gold bar too, so here we go.
Hell yeah.
Chat party.
Braun
Strowman and Dominic Mysterio. Tag champs lol.
Oh my god. Dominic attacks his dad. We're getting ready for that.
You've seen the two of them together? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Ray's done. Your son's gonna kick the shit out of you, Ray.
He'll fucking sit on your ass.
Ray fucked a giant. Spaz Phoenix, thanks for the $2. It's so weird. Like, I love you, son. I love you too, Dad.
Crushes his fucking spine.
Yeah, I love you too, Dad. Boom! Give me your insurance plan. All right.
Insurance plan on a ladder match for custody of the insurance.
If Rey Mysterio dies, I get all his money.
Can you believe they actually fucking did a match at SummerSlam between Eddie and fucking Ray for custody of Dominic?
Yeah, dude. That was fucking crazy. What was that, SummerSlam 2006?
5.
Okay,
yeah, 6 was the one we were at. 5 was,
5, okay, yeah, you're right. Year before. That was the Hogan Shawn Michaels year, right? Or
that was the crazy where Shawn was selling like a motherfucker.
I gotta go watch that tonight. Unknown caller, hello.
Hey, Joker, and I just got a quick question for you.
Yes, sir.
Who do you think was the overall better talent between Kevin Nash and Scott Hall?
Ooh.
For who?
Kevin Nash or Hall? Who was better?
Wrestling wise,
overall.
Scott Hall. I can't tell you. I can't name I could probably name a group of, Razor Ramon moments and matches, and more matches that were moments over Kevin Nash. I mean, Kevin Nash. I honestly don't think I really ever enjoyed a Kevin Nash match for the most part, except maybe one thing in WCW and maybe WrestleMania 11 Diesel. But I mean, against Shawn Michaels. But I would give Shawn Michaels and Razor ladder match a better grade than Kevin Nash versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 11. So, I mean, who's the better wrestler? I'm going with Scott Hall.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I mean, they're both good. I mean, Kevin was good as a big guy. It's just,
Shawn had amazing psychology. I mean, Scott Hall had amazing psychology, too. He was known for being one of the best for that.
Yeah, that's the thing about him. With his psychology was off the charts, Very high. Very good at that. But everything else for me, it just didn't really... the other stuff didn't sync up as well. Because, I mean, you gotta start naming a match. Like, name matches that are... Can you think of one? Can anyone tell me one? Some people in the chat might be able to tell me one, but... He had a lot of good... I think
Scott Hall could have been world champion.
Yes.
Yeah, he should have been, yeah, probably. Especially in WWE. If he had stayed around a little bit longer, probably would have been. And he just didn't appear... in WCW, is weird. In WCW, Scott Hall appeared to be smaller than he was compared to the big guys. Like, for some reason, Kevin Nash did appear to be this heavyweight challenger, where Scott Hall didn't seem to quite be this heavyweight challenger. But in WWE, you know, Scott Hall, he should have made it to the WWF Championship. And looking back on it now, yeah, I go Scott Hall all the way. Razor versus Brett, Rumble 93 for the title. Top 10 match all time, JB says in the chat. Yeah, Razor's, I'm telling you, man, he had great matches with Jeff Jarrett and the Roadie. That stuff was pretty good. He had a couple good matches with 123 Kid. Great matches with Shawn Michaels. Had a couple good matches with other people, too. Decent one with Goldust. I mean, but Kevin Nash, I mean, I don't think I'd really want to watch almost anything out of him. But the moments from Kevin Nash are big. Like, if you look at top 10 wrestling moments, like, or top 50 wrestling moments, whatever, Kevin Nash has these big moments, though, that are, like, iconic, you know, that he's known for. Like, even with him and Razor, or with him, Scott Hall, and Hulk Hogan, you know, that's a moment, but they're all there. So they're all included in that one. There's just a lot of big moments with Nash and Diesel and stuff like that. So it's very weird. Scott Hall should have been a champion and should have done more. And he came across as a middle card crony, an awesome badass middle card crony in WCW, where in WWE he felt like a top of the mid card champion, and that's and I don't know. There's nothing else I can say. I'm babbling on at this point.
I like what Richard said. Remember when Scott Hall threw up when he was on WCW because he was all fucked up?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nash versus Quads. Holy shit, says.
That about sums it up right there for Scott, you know, in WCW.
Scott Hall, unfortunately, I feel like in WCW was just the NWO lackey. Like, he never got his time really there either. He went over there because he felt like, oh, they'll give me a better opportunity. And he didn't do jack squat really.
No, he went over there because they gave him a better.
He was part of the NWO.
No, wait a minute. Back up, Jakey Poo. They gave him more money. That's why I went over there.
Well, yeah.
He said that. He has said that.
Yeah, I mean, that was obviously you know, it
that's
was
why he did it.
Financially motivated.
That's why he left. Money. That's it. That's just it. He left because of money.
But like you said, you made a good point. He probably would have been champion had he stayed around a bit longer. I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah, I mean, the guy in Razor Ramon in WWE. I mean, eventually he would have been battling, because you know what? Shawn Michaels would have won the belt, and Razor Ramon, they would have brought that feud with the Intercontinental belt. They would have brought it to the WWF Championship at some point, and he would be at top of the mid card.
Why do you think he didn't win the belt?
Because he left. I think it's because he left too early. There was at that time there was Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Diesel, and Diesel was the top guy with Sid as well. So they had all these top guys. They needed people on the mid card. So Razor was just killing it on the mid card. So he just stayed there to cover the mid card like he did. But at some point, he would have moved because Bret would have left. Sid would have been gone too. So you'd be talking Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, and even if Bret was still there for a little while, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Bret, and you would have brought Razor up into that spot as well.
Yeah. And think about everybody that went from the mid card to the championship at that time. You know, that style continued up until, I want to say, 2002? You know, that's when things started to change more, where you had people in the mid card floundering there. But before that, anytime you had somebody in the mid card, typically they would go to the next level, maybe even 2000, where they kind of stagnated and picked with the same stars.
Yeah, when WCW was about to go, then yeah. What did he win in WCW? I'm trying to remember. He won like the TV title, and not the TV title, the United States.
Scott Hall.
Yeah, United States title, and it was something.
I'll check it out.
It might have been it was something like that. He won the fucking maybe the U.S. title or the.
He did win the tag team. I know that much. Here we go. WCW.
I think it was the TV title.
Yep, he won the World Television title once, the U.S. title twice, and the tag team titles 7 times.
Yeah, I didn't even bother saying tag titles because we've seen that, but
6 with Nash, once with the Giant.
Wow, yeah.
The Giant was real short-lived too, if I remember.
But see, like in WWE, he had to contend with Diesel, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Undertaker, and Sid. That's about 5 guys, and a couple of those guys would have left. In WCW, though, he had to contend with Nature Boy Ric Flair, Diamond Dallas Page, Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Sting. I mean, the names just go on and on over there for who was at the top at those times. Like those.
And then they just kept bringing in more people.
Yeah, and here's some more guys coming in. It was like you could never get a chance to get above water.
And then the problem is too, like you said, every time they brought somebody new in, they immediately rushed them to like the main event picture or the top feud at that time, and then they would fizzle out as well. And
I got another one.
Somebody else in.
I got one more answer for you too on that. He's complacent. Scott Hall is not the type of guy that's banging on doors going, "Hey, I want this and that." Scott Hall is the type of guy that's like, "Hey man, what do you want me to do? All right, where's the party after?"
Well, that's why he left WWE. He was like, "Hey, can I help? Can I, how can I get more money?"
You're right.
And Vince is like, "Yeah, you're good. Like you can't go any further. I'm happy with where you're at right now."
Right.
And then he went to WCW. He's like, "Eh."
Yeah, he went to WC. He basically, I'm sort of like, I want to say he's almost a little bit like Randy Orton. I imagine to be, where Orton is like, "Let's get in, let's get out, like let's get out of here, like whatever." Like I feel Scott Hall is a little bit like that. Like he cares about his work in the ring and doing the stuff, but he's bored by it almost. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the genius, like somebody who's so good at something they're bored by it in a way. I know what you're saying. Yeah, like it's like he likes doing it and he loves it, but he also is kind of bored. But he's just like, yeah, we get in, we do this. I mean, what are you gonna, what are we gonna do? And I want a lot of money, man. I want to buy a boat. That's the type of thing. And Randy's the same way. Randy said it several times. I want to make a lot of money and all this other stuff. And it's like the wrestling stuff is like third. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel that way about Scott Hall. I don't think when he started it was that way. I think when he started he was much more serious and like learning about things. But I think Scott Hall admits it even on the documentaries. I think he says it on YouTube videos, documentaries that, hey, I got into this thing for women. Like one of the things he said was women. In fact, you know what?
Yeah,
he definitely said
he did
that
on his documentary.
Yeah, he said I got into this for women and money, and then I like the wrestling, but that's fucking. He's honest. So there you go. That's why he didn't. And if he had banged on the doors and tried to get in the main event a little more, maybe he would have made some more money. But I think it was a type of thing where he didn't want that headache. He was just like, let me cruise and do my thing. He not only did he want to make money and have women, but I think Scott Hall didn't want to get into bullshit either. So he was happy staying at that fucking high mid-card area. And in WWE, I mean, if he would have been the same guy if they paid him more money. So he could have stayed top mid-card, been paid more money, and but I think Vince on his own eventually would have came to him and say, "Hey, listen, we want you to work with program with Sean because of your whole, the background on the IC belt. Maybe we'll put the world title on the line for a ladder match or some kind of match, whatever. It would have been gold no matter what." But Razor was able to elevate guys like Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett made him look good. Everybody they put Razor in with, every time they put him in with a guy like that, Jeff Jarrett, 1-2-3 Kid, Hakushi, whatever. Like, I mean, for some Razor's chemistry with a guy who was kind of a charismatic high flyer or a guy who was agile for the time. I'm not saying high flyer now, but like in the 90s, Razor, man, he had great chemistry. He made all those guys look believable, and it was great. I don't know what the fuck it was, and that's why he was the IC champion so many times and at that level. Guy fucking nailed it. I mean, he put up Lex Luger at one point, but yeah. Super chat time, baby. What's up to the chat? Hit that like button.
Did you see what happened when Ronda Rousey's finger got stuck in Ricochet's butt? She was like bend over. I.
Spaz Phoenix, thanks for the $5. Someone said just like Randy Joe. Yeah, see, it is. It's a lot like Randy Orton, to be honest. Except for Randy's not fucking, he doesn't have the alcohol and drug problems, though. That's the problem. Scott also had that. So promoters knew that, too. They knew the guy's got these, he gets carried away as well. So that's another issue. And I'm sure it was really prevalent in WCW. So that's, sure that played a little bit into it. Spaz Phoenix, thanks for the $5 Canadian, man. Let's see what else people got. More shit chiming in. I'm here with Jake at Countdown Ended on Twitter and Connor from OKFabe. You can see him on the Fight app Sunday nights, 8 p.m.
Well, for now.
Oh, yeah. Who knows? I will keep waiting for you to be like, no, I'm gone. I'm not there. DC Derek. Oh shit!
Wanna see you naked. Give me that Superman punch in my rectum. Give me that Superman punch in my rectum. I don't care if your whole fist goes up my asshole. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns.
Can't wait for all pussy from the digital title.
Oh yeah, baby! You're gonna get lots of pussy, DC Derek USA, for the $14 you just dropped. Look at this, man, and you're getting paid too. DC Derek USA dropping the 14. Was it the 14? I think it was. No, it was just straight up $14. I thought I changed the donation. The $14 donation, DC Derek, you're on it, man. I did it again. You might take home that digital JCS.
Figure it.
I forgot about this one.
Jesus, I forgot about this too. Oh
Figure
my
it
God.
out. Finger it out. Finger it out.
He never figured it out. He never did it. Oh, this got blanked out. I'm guessing that the Hartford Whalers were something. What about the Las Vegas Snipers?
Oh, God.
Do you think Bray will only wrestle as the Fiend or pull a Balor and wrestle in his sweater? I said that a while back. I wonder if he'll wrestle in his fucking sweater. And then we all
talked about that.
We all thought he would change.
I don't think so either, but
yeah, no way.
It would be cool because like if they ever had to, for some reason, they wanted him to lose, he could lose and then he comes back as the Fiend. That would be. But
yeah,
that
I
might be a terrible
surprised.
idea too.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did like a live Firefly Funhouse and they had a stunt double dressed up as the Fiend.
Wow.
Oh, maybe.
Wow.
So Bray comes in and like the whole get up and maybe someone runs the puppets and then someone comes in and's like, fuck this shit and starts flipping tables over and Bray's like, you don't want to upset the Fiend and then they do the lights thing.
Wouldn't it be funny if the guy beating him up and you got him down on the ground and Bray still had the microphone, he goes, you just made a big mistake. And then he was like laughing at the guy. The guy's like, what mistake? I just punched you in the head and I'm going to do it again this Sunday. And then Bray just starts laughing. And then like fucking like 30 like Bray Wyatts come from under the ring with masks on and like fucking swarm the guy. That'd be crazy. And then they rape him. Sorry.
TV14.
Super chat.
Mr. Perfect never got his due, even in WCW.
Yeah,
Sad.
he's another one. See, here's the thing, Apollo the Leader. Mr. Perfect is another one who once he went to WCW, he was even more mid-card. Like, I don't think these guys understood that, in WWE, they were getting paid okay. And Mr. Perfect was getting paid okay to be at the middle mid-card, lower middle mid-card in WWF. But in WCW, he got paid a whole lot more to be the lower card. To be
shit on.
To be on the low card. So,
I want you to go out there and get really sweaty.
It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Mr. Perfect, maybe eventually he perhaps would have taken over the top mid-card. And he was on the top mid-card for a second in WWF, like for a second, with like Bret Hart and, guys like that. But, Mr. Perfect is definitely a guy, man, who could have had championship matches. I mean, there's no reason why, he couldn't have been like the WWE's Ric Flair in a way. But they didn't. He just didn't get that. I mean, the closest he got was being Ric Flair's manager in the championship. But he could have been. He could have been a top guy who made $1 million less, or probably. He probably got paid. He probably got $500,000 more from WCW. So he went to WCW. I mean, you're gonna do that, man. If you have a family, you're Mr. Perfect, and WCW says, "Hey, come on over here." Why should I come over there? Well, we'll give you $500,000 more. Fuck, you're on the plane. Sign me up. Oh, I can wrestle less time. I can wrestle less than with Vince, and you're going to give me $500,000.
Come out naked and bark like a dog.
Well,
right.
they didn't
How much
tell
did you
him
say
about
I was
that.
getting extra?
They probably told him, yeah, you'll be in a pretty good mid-card spot to start. You know what I mean? You'll get this TV title that we'd love to put you in the picture. But who knew he was just going to be a gang member? You know what I mean?
Connor, wasn't he, when I was talking to you not long ago, we had rehashed, I think it was during one of the retrospectives, we had rehashed, but we said like Bischoff and not just him, but people under him were making promises like wild promises to scouted talent.
Yeah, I
wouldn't be surprised.
Which one was it? I can't remember which one it was. Oh, I think it was Taker, because we were asking why he didn't go to WCW, and because that fucking podcast took over fucking 6 hours. But well, Joe, we did like the entire Undertaker career, so it took fucking forever. Anyway, point is that we were talking about why he didn't go to WCW, and it's like Bischoff was making like these crazy promises, and I guess Taker was offered numerous times to jump ship.
And it wasn't just money. They were like, "Oh, you're going to be the champion here. You're going to be, you're going to be the face of the company." You know, all the usual Vince isms.
Him and Sean probably fucking just getting raped with.
Oh, I guarantee it. And I'd love to hear a little insight on that sometime. But it wasn't always Bischoff that would offer either. He had underlings that would go and be like, "Here's the tentative contract," and then they wouldn't sign you till you left WWE. With WWF at the time, you'd show up, for the WCW taping, whatever they had in mind. You'd sign your final contract that day. Like, they'd have it in writing. You'd sign something, but your finalized contract would be that day, and it would be all like, addendums and amended parts. And people were like, "Well, the money's the same though," so I just said yes. But really, things that they were promised are like, "Well, we couldn't get the TV execs to say yes about you being the champion, but that'll happen. Don't worry about it. We just couldn't get it in writing," stuff like that. And I mean, it's business, it's dirty, but that's what they did for the war back then, and that was kind of leads me into the next point. Friend of the show, Jimmy Corderas. I know you spoke to him in person not that long ago, Joe.
Who?
Jimmy Corderas.
Oh, right. God, that was about 4 years ago now.
Was it really that long?
Yeah, right, Fan Fest.
Oh, it doesn't feel that long ago.
God, I know, isn't it crazy, dude? It was fucking 5 years ago.
He worked 22 years with WWE. He left in 2009.
4 years ago.
He was there, firsthand for the Monday Night War and everything. He said that I like that there's options for talent, and I'm quoting him directly here, but I'm going to concise it down a little bit.
Sure.
He said there's options for talent, fans, everybody. It's a win-win situation, but at the same time, it's a rehash of the wars, only on Wednesdays instead of Mondays. But what happens after war? There has to be a losing side, and that's what I fear. I don't want to see a losing side. I want everybody to do well. But I'm afraid that they poked the bear a little too hard. And he said, "What do I know? I'm just a graduate
I don't think
of
there has
the
to be a loser.
University of Jabroni."
University of Jabroni. I don't think there has to be a loser, by the
too.
way. There does not have to be a loser, by the way. I believe the chess match.
I don't think it's going to be the same as, where WWE buys AEW and, because they have such a huge financial backing as well.
Right.
I don't think that if they had to, it would just close shop. I don't think that they would sell, but they're not going to be in dire straits at any point in time soon, I imagine. They're set for many, many, many years. But a lot of people feel like, oh, Vince, it was just said before, it was on Busted Open Radio again, they're like, without a shadow of a doubt, this war was inevitable because Vince looks at wrestling as being his, and if you try to take something that belongs to him, he's going to cut your hand off. And from what the talk is at this point, again, take it lightly, but apparently Vince wasn't really paying attention to anything AEW. It was out of the realm of his, day-to-day operations until that whole sledgehammer to the chair moment happened. And that's when it incensed him to be like, "Oh, you're reaching onto my plate."
What, really?
Yeah. So that's what Corderas was talking about.
The shot at Triple H. The shot at Triple H got Vince mad.
Got him incensed. So.
I just don't buy that. Who said that?
I don't know how I feel about that, but it certainly is something to speculate on. And
why would he care about that?
The poking the bear in general is what they're going at, I don't think it was that specifically, like the chair, but the fact that they were going after WWE. They didn't need to do that. There was no need for that night. Like, they're trying to branch out on their own. There was no need. I didn't like the chair spot that night then anyways. I said that was unnecessary. So you're going around touting how like we're our own thing and we don't care. We're putting everything else to rest. We don't care about.
I did like it, but I will say I do like what they did. I like what they're doing. What I don't like is how they're fake about everything. Like they're like, oh, that's beyond us and equality, and we're going to be SJWs, and oh, the shock factor's out the window. We're not going to have shock factor.
I hate the Attitude Era.
Yeah, we hate the Attitude Era. I never liked that. That was the worst time in wrestling. And
unprotected headshot, you know,
like,
with the chair.
oh, shock factor. What was that, Cody?
Shock factor's out the window, man.
Oh, yeah, shock factor's out the window, man.
Shock factor's out the window, man.
So I love what Cody Rhodes is doing, and I love what AEW is doing, and I like the chairs, the blood, the bravado. I like what they're doing, but then they go and say that we're not doing that. Shock factor's out the window. Oh, we're not doing that. Like, no, stop. Like, you are like this is the one thing about AEW is they're so passive aggressive. Like, they must be like fucking I can't even explain the fucking passive-aggressive pussiness from them. Just come out and be like, yo, what's up? We're here. Let's fucking go. Like, just come out and say that. Don't come out and go, oh, we're not going to be taking shots, and oh, we don't want to, that's not what it's about. But then, like,
exactly.
Then
they
do that.
Come out and take shots at the other company directly and indirectly.
Just be a fucking, they're so, I like what they're doing. Again, I like everything they're doing. You know, I've tried to work there, but you know what I mean? What the fuck is this?
Shock factor's out the window, man.
It's like I knew immediately that this was going to happen, and you know I said this about a year ago almost now. I said this would happen because when this motherfucker went after Vince Russo and called Vince Russo a homophobe and remember Vince Russo's response? Listen, bro, I am not a homophobe or whatever the fuck he said. You know, you call Vince Russo a homophobe and all these horrible things and blah, blah, blah. And then you say shock factor's out the window and we're going to treat people with respect and we're not going to have gross humor. But then you're all applauding when Joey Ryan's cock slams your wife down on the canvas. Like, I mean, just so double standard bullshit. Like, I don't like that. So we'll see. But yeah, I agree with you. Although I do like what they did. I don't like the double standard, but I don't mind them doing it. I don't care if they have a double standard at this point. I know I'm saying I do, but I kind of know they do, so it doesn't bother me as much anymore. But it is funny.
It still bothers me, yeah. It's not that I didn't like the chair moment, but like I said, I bothered me because they went so out of their way in press conferences and releases and even all their YouTube episodes to be like, oh, we are not, you know, anti-WWE. We're not going against them. We're just doing our own thing. And then the day of, they're like, fuck WWE. We're the cool kids, you know? So it's like, that's why I felt it was so egregiously unnecessary for him to pull that, you know, stunt. If it wasn't all this, if they just did it without all the precursor, you know, praising and soapbox moments, maybe I wouldn't have had such a problem with it. But it just bothered me. And then they try and, you know, snap back. Oh, well, they talked about us at the Hall of Fame after the fact. Well, you know, you got Billy Gunn who's working for you there with you. I mean, it's you know. At
this point, everybody's going to talk about everybody. This happens on this happens like with YouTube shit, YouTube drama. Like, oh, he talked about me. No, he talked about him and talked about him. Talk about me. Everybody's talking about everybody. Like, that's about it. You keep taking shots. That's what's happening.
Yeah, the chicken house, you know,
it's no mystery. Shout out to Jared Parker, too. We do get a shot. Somebody mentioned in the chat. And I do want to shout him out again for bringing the Joe Cronin Show sign. He's always there. Always there with those good signs. I got some subs that night. They were like, what the hell is this? Saw it in the front row. So, Jared Parker, you're a beast once again.
That's awesome.
Let me play. Let me clear up the rest of these donations. Where are we at here?
Super Chat.
DC Derek
Party
is dropping the donos. DC Derek, thanks, man. Chiz Hickneys coming in with a $3 here. Where's Chiz Hickneys at? Did he say something? Fuck. No, he didn't know. What's up, Chiz Hickneys? Good to hear from you, man. Where? Oh, there he is. I see where his donation is. Thank you to Deftones and DC Derek earlier before that. Apollo the Leader for the Mr. Perfect donation. And yeah, we got one more, and then we'll be caught up. Carrington Baker's coming up. And yeah, Razor Ramon, yeah, that's right. Scott Hall's son is wrestling. So I think Scott Hall's son and Billy Gunn's son, I'd like to see those two guys wrestle.
I thought you were going to say in a porn.
Well, okay, if you want to prove Sarah Small right.
Priorities.
Then I'm into fucking bisexual. Then let's go, man. Hey, I'm open to the. Oh, I got this great clip from Sean's View. Wait till you see the Sean's View clip I got.
Have you ever seen Razor's son?
We're about to.
Have you ever seen him come? Carrington Baker, thanks for the $1.99. Yeah, man. I think he's gotten a lot better since I last saw him, and yeah, I want to see him more. Take a look at this Sean's View.
And don't let it hit you on the ass on the way out, because Sean's View Entertainment will never leave, and I will never die, and I'll never be defeated, because Sean's View Entertainment is in heat. Wait a minute. That didn't sound too swift. But well,
wait a minute, that didn't sound too swift.
You heard it right here, everybody. Sean's View Entertainment is in heat.
That's a T-shirt. That didn't sound too swift.
He also
Marcus territory.
He also said a bunch of other ridiculous things that you probably could have also said that to, but
you could have clipped it.
I mean,
he's always gold with that stuff.
Here we go, I'm about to get it, man.
Unbelievable.
Here we go, about to get it, man. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, no.
Sup, Joe? I'm enjoying the show. I'm also watching the KLIQ documentary on the network.
Hell yeah,
That's a
baby.
good one.
The Click.
KLIQ.
Hell yeah, baby. The Click. No one ever said it better than Triple H that night after WrestleMania 14, man. You look to your blood. You look to the Click. Fucking X-Pac out. ADTR 210, thanks for the $5. Talk to him, kid.
I just wanted to circle back to the title of the Out of Nowhere tonight, and the whole speculation with Vince, slowly relinquishing his head chair.
Yeah.
This news was originally started by and released by none other than Sportskeeda's own Tom Colicue, I believe, if I say that right. So that should be your blue light special moment. That should be the alarm set off in your head, because he's taking what Meltzer said. Meltzer said Vince was not at the shows both Monday and Tuesday because he's getting ready for the XFL announcement on Wednesday, so he's busy with that. And Tom ran with it and said Vince doesn't want to step away. He doesn't want to let go, but it's the right move. He's got a great team, and he's got a lot of faith in them. Well, so he took the fact that Vince wasn't there Monday or Tuesday for the XFL preparation, for the big announcement today with the teams and all that, and turned it into this, Vince is stepping down, and then everybody ran with it. And I'm like, now Vince did say that, his attention would be elsewhere, but he wasn't leaving. I truly believe in my heart of hearts that he might, even if he is away like Monday or Tuesday, you can tell those are still Vince shows. He can still, even if he's not at the show,
a script.
He still has final say. Yes, exactly. It's scripted. Yeah. He's still going to have final say. He still is going to have, this is what I want to happen. And Vince, he'll manage both at the same time. That's what he lives for.
If Vince was dying in his bed at home, he would manage the show from his bed.
I was just thinking something along those lines. They will wheel me in, damn it.
Yeah. It's almost like, some people are like, oh, I wish you would die, and it's like, well, no, but Alzheimer's might help,
He'll be one of those like celebrity heads in a jar from Futurama.
Yeah, absolutely. And
man, that'll be a sad day though when he really does die. I
don't want to see anything happen to him, honestly. But I do wish that XFL would require all of his time, and his input would not be as heavily involved. But we're not going to see that.
Like, he's not in that position at XFL. Like, before, when he was in the XFL, he was like a creative mind of it. Right now, he's literally funding the money, and he's the guy who picked the people in charge of it. Before he was in charge of it, like, creatively. He was like creatively in charge of it and was being backed and funding, by the other people. Now he's funding the money. Now he's funding them, but he's not the guy that's running all the operations. He's the guy that watches what the people running everything do and then decide, hey, Ralph, doesn't look like you're doing a good job. You're fired, like Donald Trump style. You're out. I'm hiring this other guy, fucking Ted Jones. He's a better guy than you. Okay, there we go. Like, that's what he's going to be doing. He's not going to be like fucking... And he's got a guy actually doing that in front of him. So it's not really like he's going to be like... It's like football. It's like a head coach. It's like Vince isn't going over there to be the head coach. He's going to be the owner. He's going to sit in the press box and go, "How they doing?" That's what he's going there to do. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I can't. I mean, maybe something will happen where he gets more involved, but I can't imagine him being more obsessed with it than he is WWE. Maybe he will. He said he won't.
A good point. I think he's going to have less hands-on involvement with the XFL than he did before.
Right.
I think you're absolutely right on that, especially if we're to believe he's going to be involved with NXT.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's gonna. I mean, dude, he loves the wrestling stuff. The XFL stuff, there's nothing for him to really control. He's already done it all. You set it up. It's not like he needs to be there with a headset on, like how when the games are on. That's what he did do before a little bit. Because hey, now you're gonna bring the cheerleaders out. Now you do this and we do this. He's not doing that. He's just the guy who fucking paid for it, and is a partner. And you can help them work on TV stuff. Like, that's about it. He really isn't doing anything. He just decides who works there.
Yeah, he wants to have Stone Cold at the first inaugural Dallas Renegades game, you know, and I think this time they're definitely going to stray away from having WWE be any real, you know, focal point at all. They might have a legend or two. But if you recall last time, it was like, oh, The Rock's opening this game. The Undertaker's opening this game. They had the pyro and all the, you know. I think it'll be less theatrical in nature overall. But at least I thought that until I saw those vignettes today. But we'll see. You know, I don't think they're going to have it might still be theatrical, but it'll be less WWE related. So I think that was part of their problem, because there were so many people that loved wrestling at that time that didn't like football. The people that liked football didn't like wrestling. So it was a hard catch to grab viewers. People were like, "Oh, I don't want to watch wrestling football. It's fake." It's, you know, and they had a lot of people saying like, "Well, how can I watch football that's related to wrestling? It's predetermined. It's fake." And that was an issue. People felt like it was, you know, rigged already for the teams. So,
yeah, that's about all I got as far as Out of Nowhere goes tonight. I mean, the phone lines are still open. If anybody wants to call, get last things in here.
Yeah, you mentioned about CFO earlier.
Oh yeah,
they ended a relationship with him. I don't have any.
No, we don't know if that's real yet.
We don't know why. But
yeah, they're that's not true yet. We don't know.
There's nothing concrete on that yet.
It's just what's going around. They're saying received a few questions about CFO and WWE Music, and that their relationship may be over.
Someone from their like production company or whatever said that no, they still work there or whatever. So I have no idea. Someone have to reach out to them.
Yeah.
But it's like and then people were saying that they suck. I don't think they suck. They've produced so many good themes. Didn't they produce Nakamura, Bobby Roode, Kevin Owens, Undisputed, and so on and on?
A lot. Yeah.
Pretty sure all of those guys.
Entrance themes.
Yeah.
WWE's still current pick is Drew McIntyre for the King of the Ring as well.
That's my pick, is Drew McIntyre still.
I'm gonna fucking win.
What up, Joe? Just wanted to know what you thought of the Hogan and Stone Cold podcasting.
Okay.
Why do you think that match didn't happen?
Court Foreman, thanks for the $5. I think Stone Cold basically told you in the podcast why it didn't happen, because he has an ego. That's essentially what Stone Cold was kind of saying. You know what I mean? He had a big ego about Hogan. He didn't like him, and didn't want to work with him. That's basically what came across in that podcast. Stone Cold actually said it about himself without really saying it and burying himself. He kind of said it.
It's funny too, because Hogan's original stance years ago, this was on a DVD. I don't remember which one. I will look this up. Maybe it's on the network. But Austin said that, I was really bitter because I should have been. The Rock was, main eventing essentially. He was in that match against Hogan, and I felt like that should have been my spot. No disrespect to, who did he face? Hall at that time, right?
Yeah, Stone Cold got Hall at WrestleMania. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was 18, and he's like, but I felt like I should have been the one against Hogan. So it's funny how that changed as time went on. I remember him. I could see it. It's burned in my mind of him explicitly saying, maybe someone else in the chat saw this at one point, but he was like, I was a little bit peeved that I wasn't the one working against Hogan.
I'm sure that's what it was. I'm sure that,
so maybe he held a grudge that The Rock got to him first, and he felt like he would do it second fiddle or
Hogan had an issue with him going back. So I think any time Hogan showed up in WWE, Stone Cold was probably like, ugh, he's here now. Now he's here too. God damn it, go away.
It's tough to say. I think it's a mix of both because that same year they did Rock and Hogan at Mania. That was the same year Austin left. He took the ball and went home.
Yeah, that's because he said there was part of the thing of him talking about. He went ahead and it basically said that that was part of the reason that he was sick of it at that point in time.
But then look at the Hogan Shawn Michaels thing that happened 3 years later.
Yeah.
Hogan. Yeah. So I mean, I could easily see it being a mix of both.
And Stone Cold kind of pulled a Shawn Michaels at Mania 14. Now I know Shawn Michaels had back issues and drug whatever, but he did leave. He did get up and go, fuck this. He could have done more things after his back surgery and stuff, or whatever it was. And
did you hear that Taker story about that, by the way?
The one about him like threatening to kick his ass or something.
We didn't threaten to kick his ass. The story goes is that there was concern that Michaels wasn't going to do the job for Austin.
Right.
And so the story goes that in gorilla position.
Whoa.
I'll wait till the end.
Anticipation. Deftones. Really, I said the word something and my whole thing got muted? Oh well, San Francisco, Ching Chong, Boston, Irish fucks. If we see Bray wrestle only at pay-per-view, I'm going to be mad. I'm planning on flying to Survivor Series in Chicago in hopes he has a match. Deftones, thanks for the donation. Yeah, there's some glitch with Streamlabs right now where stuff's getting blanked out. It's like words like chicken and stuff. It's fucking weird. Broken. Just weird shit, Deftones. But, dude, thank you very much for the donation. Go ahead, Connor. Yeah, I think I've heard all this, but a lot of people haven't.
Yeah, but anyway, the idea is that halfway through the match, Taker goes to gorilla position, puts out a steel chair in front of everybody, turns it backwards, and sits down with his hands taped up, like he's ready to kick his ass if he comes through the curtain. And as soon as the bell rang and he did 1, 2, 3, he got up, took the tape off, took the chair, and just walked away.
Yeah, he's like, do the job or else.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because that would have been devastating for Stone Cold. But I mean, it is weird though that Taker thought that, because with all the stuff Shawn Michaels was mad about and things that were happening. I mean, here's the reason why that probably did happen. Because I was going to say Shawn never backed out. Shawn always went on and did it. But that's not really true, because even though he did when he was there and he decided to go out there, he did it. The one thing that he didn't do a lot was drop a belt. He would disappear or get away from it, or he'd have a mystery injury all of a sudden, or he'd lose his smile.
That's how we had the ladder match.
Right. So it's like this is constantly happening with Shawn Michaels. So Taker probably did think, like, hey, maybe this guy. But I would feel okay if he got there. If he gets to the match, Shawn's probably going to be fine. What Undertaker should have been doing was looking for him outside the arena to make sure he comes into the building.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Well, I mean, there was so much attention to him already on there, like for him to no-show the whole thing. Because remember, they did the fucking the sports, the press conference, the thing in Faneuil Hall. Like they did so much shit already. Yeah. Imagine him just no-showing it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, plus Mike Tyson and everything.
Yeah, there's way too much riding on that. I could see him not doing the job, but
the lucky thing for them is they probably would have put. I don't know what they would have done. They probably would have put Hunter in the match with Stone Cold.
Yeah, I'm sure they had that as a backup plan at some point.
But that would have been insane. I mean, that was a huge match to me too, because that's how powerful Stone Cold was, because as a little kid up until about 6 years old, I was a Hulk Hogan fan. But then I became a Hulk Hogan fan, but also became a Shawn Michaels fan. And then Shawn Michaels turned heel, and I stayed a fan of Shawn Michaels. And I was even more of a fan of Shawn Michaels. So I was rooting for Shawn Michaels hard ever since I was a 6-year-old. And I'd always cheered for Shawn Michaels. And I liked Bret Hart, but I cheered for Shawn over Bret. And this was the first time, I believe, this is the first time I cheered for somebody over Shawn Michaels. And I was there, and it's in Boston, and it's Stone Cold, and it's Shawn Michaels, and I'm 14 years old. That was insane. That match
there was a heavy rumor too, Joe, that they had talked with Tyson, like, with him being near ringside and all that he had to knock out Shawn beforehand. I don't know if that's true, but I always like the thought of that.
No, I did hear that.
Yeah, they said that in case Michaels wasn't gonna go with things, and it seemed that way, then the punch that they had at the end of the night would have been done beforehand. Then Austin would have won the belt. Like if Tyson would be told, like, "Hey, he's not going along with it. You could knock him out." I don't know if that's true, but that's funny as hell.
There was an interview that Triple H said, he goes, there was a lot of scenarios that we had, and we had a lot of backup plans just in case Shawn was either not willing to perform or unwilling to perform, because he said that like he had to help Shawn get dressed for the show because he was so out of it.
That's a great point.
Crazy. Yeah. Elias also made point because Austin was on Jim Ross podcaster with him speaking, and he said Hogan didn't want to get pinned and put Austin over at Mania either. So he said it's on YouTube. You can search it, Austin and JR on Hogan.
Yeah, I figure it's a mix.
Yeah, creative was a stalemate. Creative was a stalemate, so it never happened. I mean, that's probably it.
Deftones said the word that got censored out was the word taken.
What the fuck? What?
What the fuck?
Somebody else said something on Monday.
I don't know who you are.
You know what it is?
I don't know where you are, but I will find you and I'll censor your donation.
Liam Neeson sued Streamlabs, so he was like, "You can't use my word to make money. That's bullshit. You're not making." Think about it.
He called him on the phone and said, "Where's my daughter?"
Okay, let's test this out. Something cock. Did it read "fuck you, Streamlabs"? But anyways, do you guys see Bray as a guy to put
taking cock is
asses in seats? Or you know what, Broken Lion? And by the way, thank you, Broken Lion. I do see Bray as a guy who kind of is putting people in seats a little bit. But again, it's
if they protect him.
Yeah. But it's like everybody on the roster when they're hot. They're never that hot, but a portion of the crowd likes them. So if you have a lot of guys that everybody has their favorite, and you rely on so many little favorites everywhere instead of one giant mega favorite, or 3 to 5 like mega stars, instead you have 15 mini stars. That's what they have.
Well, that's what I was talking about before. Well, first off, before I forget, if you look, we talked about it on here again weeks back, but right before SummerSlam, when they finally announced Finn Balor versus The Fiend, they said that's when tickets went and sold more for SummerSlam.
Yep.
So that's a direct correlation, no doubt. 1 and 2, I said the problem right now, I was really upset about Seth having 2 belts essentially. Sethy 2 belts is somebody said.
That's
Jesus,
just lame.
So just faggy shit.
I got to announce real quick to the patrons, people on Patreon, you will once again get Outta Nowhere and all the old episodes coming in download fashion over there. Plus on JoeCroninShow.net there'll be a link to all Outta Nowhere episodes, and will take you to my Dropbox. So if you're a patron, you'll see the Patreon post with the Dropbox link, and you'll have access to all these episodes in audio form in case you want to download shit to your phone or listen at work and you can't use YouTube in the background and all that bullshit. So that's coming in the $5 Patreon slot on Patreon as well for the time being and on, hopefully. So DC Derek, $14, might be the top guy tonight. Looks like he's going to take home the digital belt unless somebody else chimes in the next few minutes. 339-226-6610. We'll take another caller or two. Anything else from you, Jake?
S.Dollars in the chat.
S. Man, hit me up, bro. I just heard your Twitter got fucked, bro. What the fuck?
That's bullshit.
There's a fucking rat, and he said he's going to F him in the A. So
yo, S. What the
he's
fuck?
Not a happy camper.
Can you
I don't blame him.
S. Email me or call me later or something, because we gotta figure out the belt, but I also want to figure out what the fuck happened to you or whatever the fuck happened to your shit.
Yeah, I told him let me know.
I heard all these people were burying you earlier in a different chat and whatever, and so maybe that's why they went over and attacked your shit. I don't know, man. It sounds fucked up though. That is so.
And that's what I was saying before. That was my problem with Seth having 2 belts, because they start putting their eggs all in that same basket again. What happens if he gets injured once more? He's prone to it. It happens. What happens if the fans really reject the push altogether? It's not a all out, out of the realm of possibility. So.
If you guys can take over booking the next 6 months, going into Survivor Series, who would you start a big push to have big wins all winter and even going on to win the Rumble? Then go on to Mania to win a world title. Who do you think deserves it?
Honestly, my answer to that is my My answer to that is, instead of knowing who I would push right now, Deftones, I would start creating situations and stories and things with current guys and character changes and storylines right now, and I would see where the chips land, and then I would find out who I was going to push. Because right now, everyone's boring almost. So
I would have Kevin Owens take Shane's kids and hang them above a wood chipper.
Oh my God. He's got a lot of boys though, man. They'll beat the shit out of you. There's a lot of them. They'll kick the shit out of you. Unknown caller.
If it was me, I would probably have a top 3 or 5 for the Rumble, and like you said, kind of see where things go.
Yeah,
I'd have an idea of like, okay, let's see who the hottest is and see what makes the most sense once we get to this point.
Yeah, because
I would create situations along the way that would kind of like test to see like, okay, this is either going to go really over or this is going to really suck.
Got a lot of 5, 6, and 7 out of 10s right now. Got a lot of 5, 6, 7 out of 10s. They really need to make some 7, 8, 9s, and 10s, and I don't know. Unknown caller, yo.
Come back, Tommy. Where is he?
Oh boy, Tommy. I don't know, man.
Come back, Tommy.
I'm gonna be.
Tommy hasn't been on a wrestling show in a while.
I'm on the phone.
You need a lozenge in the worst way.
I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow. You want me to say hi to him for you?
No, I'll call him tonight and keep calling him.
All right, call him 70 times tonight and tell him his mother sucks.
Stay positive.
Stay HIV positive. 313. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Dylan? Good morning.
Who is it?
Oh.
This Broken Line.
Oh, Broken. What up, Broken Line? I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, I was calling. So, this is like a really random question. I actually just thought of this. What guy in WWE think is just gonna come out and say that I'm gay?
We thought it was going to be Balor for a long time, but now he's married to a woman, so we can't do that.
Yeah,
it's a lie. It's a cover. He's just trying to protect his secret.
I'm looking at the roster right now, and I'm actually trying to make a prediction.
Legitimately, honestly,
if they're not really gay, they're going to get buried for it. If they're not really gay, the LGBT.
What if Elias just came out and just said, "Yeah, I like to suck cock"?
Well, that already happened with who's the guy, the black guy that looks like Black Cena?
Oh, Darren Young.
Darren Young, yeah, he did it.
Yeah.
Nobody cared.
Well, hey, thanks for taking my call, and if anyone fucks with the Joe Corona show, I will kill you.
Oh, thank you, Broken Line. But I'm racist, so how could But no, thanks, man. Broken Lines is
burn down the chicken house.
He's a sick bastard. Yeah, Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville already came out.
Yep.
They don't really like.
Why the fuck are the Bellas still on the fucking roster?
They don't really care that much. I know. Yeah, what the Bellas are on there? Didn't they just literally say they retired? No, dude, they'll never take them. They're like, we love the Bellas. We're gonna leave the Bellas on.
Bobby Roode, hands down. If someone was to come out and say gay, Bobby Roode.
I'm gay. Glorious.
They have Bobby Roode and Eric Young teaming together now. They're reforming the Canadian tag team they had in TNA.
Team Canada.
Team Canada.
I'm surprised they actually just haven't go out and sign I don't think they want that agenda because Sonya Deville came out gay, but they really only talked about it on social media. She wore like an LGBTQ thing like on her one night, but it was like there was no like celebration like.
Yeah, they didn't go
and she's
hard into the paint. They thought they was.
She's a heel though, so it's like you don't want to do that because she's a heel. So she can't come out.
Yeah.
And they can't be like, "Oh, you're strong and you're brave and you're the first one," and they can't do that because she's a heel unless they want to turn her face, and then they could do that. I can see that happening then. Unknown caller, hello. Really. Another unknown caller, hello. Unknown caller, hello.
That one sounded like it needed a lozenge, too.
All right, let's try it again. We've had 3 unknown callers tonight. They all had broken voices. Unknown caller, hello.
I don't even give a fuck if I'm banned. That's not $1 a line, a little fucking faggot out there fucking blaming me for suspending his Twitter. What a little fucking bitch boy.
Why is he... Wait a minute. Oh, God. Yeah, you are banned. You can't be here. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You didn't do it, though? You didn't do it?
No, I don't have a Twitter. It's fucking been suspended by him for a fucking month. Little fucking faggot.
Why not? Well, wouldn't it be logical to think you did it back if he did it to you? I guess maybe that's what he's thinking.
he already blamed me for doing it to him a month ago when we fought on Twitter, and I fucking mentioned in Ken's chat to him tonight, and I fucking said, I thought you were banned anyway, because Joe told me 3 days ago you do have a Twitter. Thought you were fucking banned.
So you're saying you didn't do it? There you go. He says he doesn't do it. S-Dollar, he says it live, he didn't do it.
That was weird. All I heard was the high-pitched screech.
Super chat.
Ryback likes the bad dragon in the pooper.
Oh, man.
You notice with Sonya, when she really gives Mandy those fuck me eyes.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, if they don't go with a lesbian angle, what the fuck are we doing here? They're literally going to fuck. They're going to fuck.
Mandy slides into the ring, and Sonya's behind her, looking at her like, that's a snack. And then she wraps her arms
They
around
say
her.
that's a snack.
Holds her, she holds her in the front, and she like leans her head on her shoulder, and they kind of just look at each other, and she's like, "Yeah, we're gonna scissor when we're done with this, right?" You know, like it's
yeah.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do an interview later on. Like, did you just eat some seafood? Like, no,
no. I anal creamed all over me.
Do you have some leftover sushi in your pocket? No, just check.
We were like fucking 30 calls of 30 unknown calls in a row, and without Scotty there. But
not an issue. And then all of a sudden, this high pitched feedback just screeching in my ears.
Hey man, if he didn't do it, he didn't do it. You know, maybe somebody else did. Who knows who could have done it?
Oh yeah, the glove does not fit.
I mean, it could be somebody else. You know, it could be.
If you did not block, you must suck the cock.
I love S. I love S. Dollar, but I'm telling you that it could be. You don't fucking know who it could be. Could have been Young. Could have been anybody. Could have been. I don't know who it could have been. He's been in a fight with a lot of people. A lot of people talking shit about him all over the place. So they probably went to his Twitter and fucking attacked him. I don't know. I'm answering any of you fucking haters anymore. Just let me know. Learn to like the silence. It was you lowlife. Well, S. don't believe you. I will say S. don't believe you, Scott. That's a fight we'll have. Listen, I will mediate a fight off air on my Off the Grid show, which Scott could be on because it's off the grid. And S. Dollar and Scott, if you'd like to talk, and we can all bring the evidence and have a conversation about this on my Off the Grid show on the corruptedpodcast.com website, we can certainly provide that for you, and we can do that. I'm down for it, S. And S. Email me your new contact information, S. I don't have your contact shit now. I need to pay you money for the shipping you sent it to me, and I need to pay you money so you can ship the Monetize This championship back to the U.S. or wherever it's going. So please hit me up, S. so I can take care of you, man. Now that I can't hit you up in DMs on Twitter.
It was Drew.
It was Drew. Yeah, it might have been Drew. Might have been Drew. God damn, you're right.
He wants the belt.
Yeah, don't ban Scott though. As long as he's not, well, if he's going crazy with shit, then just kind of fucking time him out. But if he's being,
I don't ban anybody. So
no, I'm just letting the mods know, you know. But if he's,
I thought you were talking to me directly.
Jake, don't.
Yeah. But if he keeps going, then yeah. But if just time him out if you have to. But don't ban him because unless he's spamming shit, you know. I did unban another one. He is calling S. a liar, Arab scumbag though. But I set fire to the red who wants to roll. Sorry. Anything else from anybody else on anything, or we good? All right, we'll take a call.
That's all I had for news.
Here it is. 541's on the phone. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Hey there.
First time caller.
What's up, man?
Hey, well, I wanted to talk about a couple things. First, you were just talking about Mandy Rose and
Super
spacing her name now.
Oh well,
Shelly
here you go.
Blue Waffle.
Oh
Yeah, Sonya
God,
Deville.
no! Oh God, no! Glorious you, Dean.
So-
He just dropped a blue waffle on us. If anybody knows what that's about, that's hilarious.
That's nothing you want to get near.
You ever smelled that Canadian crotch, baby? Get in there.
Google that and Goatsy back to back.
Get in there. Give it to me. Tell you what, Scott can get him going. He can get him going, all right. He can get it going with the best of them. This caller's like, what the fuck? All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, caller. Go ahead.
It's all good. I was just letting you do your thing, man. Anyway, Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. I don't know. Maybe I was just thinking. Maybe you're not aware of this, and hell, maybe it's just bullshit from what I read about it anyway. But I heard a while back that Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville used to be a lesbian couple for real.
Really?
Is there video evidence? Because I don't know if I believe you without photographic video proof.
I mean, I want to see that.
For scientific purposes.
I don't have any.
I mean, Mandy's not a lesbian, though.
Some kind of report.
Mandy might have hooked up with her, drunk or something, but she's not a lesbian.
Right. Well, from what the report was saying was that they were a couple at some point, and then they broke up, and Mandy's with some guy now, but that Sonya Deville is now currently dating Seth Rollins' ex-girlfriend.
Oh, really? Yeah, because Mandy Rose has been with their boyfriend since 2010, I believe it says.
Yeah,
She's
I have
been
no
engaged
idea
for a
when
while.
the relationship took place.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is
I
mean, they might have hooked up or something. Maybe they were drunk, but
right here it says Mandy Rose responds to those Sonya Deville relationship rumors, exclusives. Let's see what the lesbian website has to say.
Here we
it's
go.
actually a lesbian site. They said rumors have been swirling about the tag team partners. Sonya, who was the first openly lesbian WWE star, they've been together since Tough Enough in 2015. Okay, could they secretly been dating? One fan said they hadn't. She said it's obviously just rumors. Everyone can get different vibes from the way we are portrayed on TV. I feel like for my character too, it's a little more hot bombshell, a little more sexual too. So I think some of the things I do can be portrayed as that. But as of now, we're just gonna have to wait and see.
I mean, in the end, I mean,
so
like,
what I saw might have just been BS then, basically.
Yeah. We're a bunch of fucking psychos, horny guys. Like, is she lesbian? Did she kiss the girl? Did they kiss her? Like, we're fucking.
They did launch the Mandy's Donuts YouTube thing as well, so they go to all the donut branches, and they're all about filling those holes.
I want to see your donuts.
Oh, I love donuts.
Give me some of them donuts, man. I'll tell you.
Especially the cream filled.
At the end of the day, I just come on here and I do my thing, though. I gotta tell you, man, it's not about the drama, though. I gotta tell you, man, that's all it is. Michael in the chat. It's not about drama, baby. God bless you.
Can I switch the topic on real quick?
Yeah. What else you got?
I wanted to talk about King of the Ring tournament for a second.
Okay.
Something that I am not hearing absolutely from anyone across YouTube or online or anything. Like, I have my own theory, my own prediction on it and stuff, and no one seems to be on board, or like no one else seems to be thinking along the terms I am.
Well, if that fucking after that Mandy Rose shit,
see what you think.
Okay.
Well, all right.
I'm kidding.
So I think this whole thing is being set up for Mustafa Ali. Actually, I expect the finals to be Mustafa Ali versus Baron Corbin. And I think they're going to make it so it looks like Corbin might win, but Ali will be the big hero, preventing him from ever being called king.
That's a great
After that, I think they'll set him, Ali, versus Orton up to bring things full circle for Orton taking him out before WrestleMania.
I mean, that's certainly interesting to think about.
I could see that because they're going to cheer. They're going to cheer for Mustafa then a lot. You know, like, oh, thank God. Like, yeah, I fucking beat Corbin. So he would get a giant pop for that last match. So it's not a bad idea. I mean, I thought, Mustafa could definitely win the whole thing. And a little while ago, we would all probably pick him number one. He's probably like 4th or 5th on my list now. But
yeah, I mean, they said that his full-time call was not even intentional. He was supposed to be like between, the two brands, but I don't know.
They might try it.
We'll see.
No, they might try it, man. But I think we're gonna wrap you up here.
Like we said before, too, really quick, is that all right, this week they want Drew, but that can change by Friday. So
I'm going with Drew.
A joke saying Vince could get pissed off that he sneezed and he'll change his mind and. So nothing's ever certain.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I think I'm going with Drew McIntyre just because that's who has to win this. But they may not choose him for sure. But like I'm just going with Drew McIntyre.
That's a wise choice, Joe.
You're damn right. You're damn right, Drew. Now I expect the hog tonight.
Maybe the sheep.
Oh, give me both. Give me both, man. Give me both of those. Give me the backside of your ass. Listen, S. Dot and Scotty there, if you guys want to talk, hit me up on Skype. Email me after I'm done here, and we'll try to facilitate something here. And we'll try to figure it out. But anyway, that being said, out of nowhere, I'm done. Sounds like everybody else is. We're good to go. It's 2 in the morning here. DC Derek's going to take that title, baby. DC Derek taking it fucking home. We'll see you tomorrow night for Thursday Night Throwdown. No wrestling talk tomorrow on Throwdown. Over on my other channel, Corrupted Nation. Go subscribe to it right now. Corrupted Nation. Subscribe to it right now. And Triple M says it was him. Triple M's a beast. And that's about it. Tomorrow night, Throwdown. And then after that is Monetize This on Friday night. And hopefully we'll find out what the fuck is going on with that shit. And hopefully JB's alive. JB may be rested in time to be back for Monetize This, but we'll be definitely back for Corrupted. So good thing that JB's alive. Thanks to Jake DeMarco at Countdown Ended. And Connor from OKayfabe on YouTube. Subscribe to OKayfabe on YouTube as well. Oh my God. And I'm sorry.
Super chat.
Stop coming, show.
Drew better win King of the Ring.
Drew better win.
Damn right.
See? We're all on agreeance here. We're all in a fucking agreeance. Ugh. We're all in agreeance, man. Hey, love everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. I had a blast. More to come. Connor from OKayfabe on YouTube. YouTube.com/OKayfaber. Search up OKayfabe. And, of course, Jake DeMarco at Countdown Ended. Search up his YouTube channel, Countdown Ended. Look it up. You can see the trailer of him reacting to JD's thing. Pretty fucking funny from a while ago. Hector Gutierrez, what up, man? And I have no. Here's the outro. I'll go with S.Dollar for the outro since S.Dollar's a beast motherfucker. Joe Cronin, man, I might have to fucking hurt somebody. Look for my live stream tomorrow before Throwdown, or maybe I'll just throw down on Throwdown. That's what I'll do. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. on Corrupted Nation. Tomorrow night. I got some bones to pick tomorrow night on Thursday Night Throwdown, and some people are going to get hit with some motherfucking shrapnel tomorrow night. So get ready for that. Be there, or you're going to miss out on what could be a private video a couple hours later. Woo!
JCS for me.
Make sure you guys jump on Patreon. Sign up for Patreon. We'll be shouting you out tomorrow and all week.
JCS, you don't wanna with us, homie. Trust me, you don't really wanna, homie. JCS, and I know I'm monetized. This a Throwdown, bitch. JCS, it's the JCS show. Shout out to my JCS psychos. JCS, shout out to OKayfabe, Leah, and my man Jake DeMarco. JCS, no pussies allowed. We scream it and we say it proud. JCS, to my man Joe Cronin, keep it rockin', keep it rollin'. And to every hater that ever ran his mouth, you can take our middle finger, take it and jam it down south. This whole fucking community, they know what we about. So when we talkin', homie, take a seat and please check your mouth. JCS, homie, done told you. And for every piece of shit that tried to test, got like the rest. What you thought? The man Joe Cronin go hard. Trust me, homie, we ain't worried about none of you retards. All these fat fucks wanna talk, they'll get cut. I ain't playing with your homies, fuck you faggots, and your wives are all sluts. I don't give a fuck, my nigga, come and test this. Me and the almighty Joe will eat you up for breakfast. JCS, you don't wanna with us, homie. Trust me, you don't really wanna, homie. JCS, and I know I'm monetized. This a Throwdown, bitch. JCS, it's the JCS show. Shout out to my JCS psychos. JCS, shout out to OKayfabe, Leah, and my man Jake DeMarco. JCS, no pussies allowed. We scream it and we say a prayer. JCS, that dick and I hope you choke all on it to my man. Anybody want it, they can get it. Just know that me and Joe will stick you up, say cheese. Know that. Ride around strapped like some lunatics. Know that. And we don't give a fuck about your ass. You can call that. JCS, JCS. We the best, motherfucker. Who the fuck you tryna test, huh? JCS, JCS. Bitch, all these punks playing checkers while we're playing chess. JCS, JCS. Yeah, fuck around, get bodied and laid out on your deck. JCS, JCS. It's that stop, motherfucker. I'm a JCS vet. JCS, JCS. You don't want it with us, homie. Trust me, you don't really want it, homie. JCS, JCS. Add another amount of ties, this and throw down, bitch. JCS, JCS. It's the JCS show. Shout out to my JCS psychos. JCS, JCS. Shout out to OK Fed, Leah, and my man Jake the Marco. Listen, homie, I ain't playing with you suckers. Get you slipping on my dump. I hope it on you motherfuckers. Zest up, always riding with you burners, cocksuckers. Talk on my name, I'ma show you how I'm a gunner. Make it the hot summer, shitting on you is a bummer. But when you see me, know it's me, hopping up the Hummer. S-style, homie, all you faggots better recognize. Or I'll come through, me and Joe, and we terrorize.
DC Derek taking home the title tonight.